All right. Hi, everyone.
And serious.
And see, well,
I
that's
can't-
the tone. Yeah, that's setting a great tone.
I know.
Don't make me regret asking you to come on the stream.
You already regret it. Shut up.
So, hi, everyone. I'm Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. This is Kim with Life with 18 Cats, unedited, but she's also part of the Armchair Cat Advocate. And I think I have a feeling I'm going to regret having her sit here tonight. But we're gonna see what we can do with this, because this is supposed to be a serious topic, and already it's off the rails.
Okay, listen. Let's just get something straight. The very first topic we're going to be covering, there's not a chance in God's green earth that I can take it all seriously. Okay, because I already know what we're going to be talking about, and there's parts of it. There's no way I can take it seriously. No. Yes, Russ. Yes.
Wait, is Russ? Oh no, Russ is in. Oh
Yeah.
geez, now, all right, I'm out of here. You take over, Kim. You know what to do. You can just leave and I'll come back and I'll sit and go. Bye, everyone.
Oh my God. Okay.
Cicadas,
All right.
where are?
Yeah, help cicadas, help. No.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, as Kim said, it's a serious topic.
It is.
But it is kind of off the rails
because take it seriously.
Yeah, because it's new policy that is being either actually implemented or suggested by leadership, which I will describe as being dimwits, because I don't want to say the other word, because first 30 seconds or whatever, you have to be nice on YouTube. So this is basically about what's happening in my neck of the woods, which is York County, Pennsylvania. I live in York City. And we, like a lot of other places, have a huge issue right now with people experiencing homelessness, because as we all know, rents are out of this world. People can't afford to rent. They've lost jobs. They have all kinds of issues going on with the economy. It's bad out there. And a lot of these people have pets. And we also know that there's a huge problem right now with people abandoning pets, that they're trying to take them to shelters and surrender them. We've had all these people adopting pets during 2020, and then the economy fell apart and people went back to work, and it's like, oh, well, now I can't have a pet. It's just not. Is it 30 seconds yet of a movie?
I know. It's only the 30 seconds only applies to me and Wanda.
Yeah, exactly.
What you guys do in chat is not it doesn't affect anything.
That's fine. So we have and then combine that with the overpopulation of community cats, and now there is a surge in stray dogs, and we're going to try to tie all this together because it is wild.
It's wild.
It is simply wild. So,
hi, Chris.
Yeah, hi, Chris. So, I guess let's first talk about we'll talk about the most crazy thing first. So, I'm part of our York County Coalition on Homelessness. So this is a coalition. I think pretty much every county has one throughout the country. And these, they call them the COCs, Continuum of Care. The COCs are the organization within the county where all the professionals gather. I mean, community members are generally allowed to come in too, but it's generally professionals come together and they talk about the homeless issue and how to address the homeless issue. And that's what the COCs are supposed to be all about. So like I said, in York, we have a huge homeless issue. And it's really bad in the city. And we have city leadership, mayor, city council, that they don't like it because they want everything to be gentrified. They want the hipsters to be coming downtown and spending money. They don't want to see people walking around with backpacks and maybe not smelling so good. So they want to get rid of this problem. So the mayor's come up, our mayor, and I'm going to give his name, Mayor Michael Helfrich. By the way, this is Michael Helfrich's an interesting dude. Okay.
Oh, interesting does not even begin to explain him.
Yeah, you can actually do some research on him. He is, so there's a law out there that says if you have a felony, you are not allowed to hold public office. That's across the board. Doesn't matter what the felony's for. You can't hold public office. But Michael's special because, you know, and this is a fact. I mean, you can Google it. Michael is one of probably maybe the only felon out there who actually is holding office, and he's mayor of our city. So, frick tennis shoes.
I can't. I'm trying so hard not to look at chat. So right now.
Well, I refer to him as a different last name, but we won't go there.
Yeah, let's not.
So anyway, this dude, he had a history of drug use, drug selling. That's where the felonies came from. So, I mean, fine. You know, I mean, people can change. You know, Kim did. You know, Kim got her life together. I mean, she's a great example. But the problem is that this guy has many, many, many issues. One of them being the fact that he's not exactly transparent or accurate when it comes to things in his administration. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. But the other issue that he has is, as I said, he was a felon. He went to court to fight to be on city council, got on city council. But then when he became mayor, he kept trying to say that, well, I already went in court and fought this, so, you know, I can be mayor. And, you know, there was a bunch of people that were saying, well, no, you shouldn't, because it's a whole different thing. It's like, okay, I have a handicap parking space here at this apartment. That would be ridiculous for me to move to another apartment and tell the landlord, okay, that's my handicap space because I was given one at the other apartment. That's not how things work. You have to go each time you change, you have to go through the process all over again.
Right.
You know? So anyway, he ended up being mayor. And he ran on this platform of, I'm going to lower taxes. I'm going to help people in poverty. I'm going to do this and do that.
He's going to help people in poverty, right?
He's going to help people in poverty.
Hi, Oswald.
So I found out today, I mean, this has been like an ongoing issue. He's not somebody that you can easily talk to. I don't feel like he really likes women as far as when you try to talk to him. I mean, I've tried to talk to him about different issues and I've always gotten shut down. I know other women who are advocates and who would be considered strong women have been shut down by him. It's just not going to go anywhere with him. He's not going to listen. I know there have been plenty of people that with lived experience of homelessness who have gone to him as a group and tried to talk to him about the issues going on, shut him down. People going to him about mental health issues, shut him down. So it's been, you know, it's really not, he's not somebody that you can sit and you can talk to and you can ask, you know, well, do you want to, can we work something out here? So today, I'm on this, it's called the Project Funding Evaluation Team Committee, which means we get proposals for new projects and they're funded by HUD. So it's a volunteer thing. So we look these proposals over and then we decide whether or not, actually I could just show you basically what they look like this. And then they tell you, they'll have questions like a question here is project detail. So then they have to talk about the project and what the project's going to be. They have things here like they have budgeting and things like that on there. So it's you have to look through these. And
Yes,
the
Dawn,
woman
please read it.
yeah, the woman who runs the COC, she was dropping off these hard copies to everyone today, because she's going on vacation. So I was talking to her about a couple of other things, and she told me, so a complete Cletus, yeah,
We
Mayor
made it spread.
Cletus.
Yes.
Mayor Cletus.
Yeah.
So we got to talking to the things, and she told me, I mean, I know they've had ongoing issues with this dude, and she said his latest little brain fart is
Stop calling it a brain fart. Goddamn.
is get ready for it. This is genius now, everyone.
Genius at work. This is a public office now, guys.
This is somebody that was elected to public office using taxpayer dollars, and this is what the genius is coming up with.
And for the record, all of us felons do not claim him. Nope. I don't claim him as part of my community. Nope. As I'm just saying, go for it, because I would never come up with an idea like this. So the rest of us felons are not claiming him.
So what he's decided to do in his little genius mind is remove all the park benches in the city. Okay. And the reason for that is if he figures, now he's worked this all out in his little brain. If he removes all the park benches in the city, there will be no more homeless people, because where are they going to sleep? They won't be able to sleep on the park benches anymore.
I can tell you where. The grass. The grass.
But wait, Kim, it gets better. But wait, Kim, it gets better, because we have a solution to that too.
And their little huts that they built.
Because apparently the director of parks, and I'm not sure, I don't know this dude, but
I don't even know this one. Oh, it goes even further. It gets better, guys. It gets better. Hold on. Yes,
the director of parks has decided that they're going to remove all the trees in the park. One of the parks, anyway. I guess this is a test. This is the test model for all the other parks. They're going to remove all the trees in the parks, and that way, that will get rid of the encampments. No more camps. No more camping in the parks.
Because apparently, the only way you can have an encampment is if there's trees that you can string your little huts between or something. I don't know if they're like the Ewoks or what the hell they are.
Little hammocks.
It's called a tent, sir, and we don't need trees or a park bench. Yeah, Chris, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And listen, when she told me this earlier today, I was like, I'm sorry. Please help me. Please help me. My brain is not. Make it make sense quick before my brain shuts down completely and I have an aneurysm.
And I specifically called Kim before her stream and before my webinar that I was attending, because I didn't want to tell her this on stream, because I didn't want her to just completely combust.
I couldn't. You should have heard me on the phone. Listen, I told her, I said, for some of these things, the reaction that I'm going to have might be worth actually just giving me the news on stream. But the language I was using on the phone probably wouldn't have been a good idea for in here. Because I want to know what the actual F, what the tennis shoes.
Yeah, tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes. You can't make this man say, you can't, Chris, exactly. You cannot. I like this. I like the Sims. Yeah, I do too. I don't know. These guys are playing too much. I don't know what they're playing. They're not playing with the full deck. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on. This is my impression of that board meeting. How do we get rid of the homeless people? Aha. If we remove the park benches, because apparently they've been watching too much TV. Because they're like, homeless people sleep underneath newspapers on park benches. That's what they do. That's what they do. Because I watch movies and I know how this works. So if we get rid of the park benches, next we're gonna get rid of the newspapers too, so they don't have blankets. The math is not mathing, guys. It's not mathing. Yeah, my sailor mouth is boiling. Send it in a voice message. Wait, none yet. Before I forget. Send her a voice message. I want you to do. I'm walking here.
What was the name his mother gave him? Michael. Michael. Miss Nunny's going to be sending him a message.
Oh God. Listen, I just can't. I can't. She told me this stuff, and I just thought to myself, I'm sorry, did you watch Trading Places too many times? I mean, what the hell happened here? Right? Because homeless people have TVs to watch to figure out what to do. I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Chris. Yeah.
Michael, what? Hell frick.
Don't. You guys don't. It's like, leave it alone. It's bad enough. Yeah.
So it just, I'm just looking at her and saying, what? Because this is, we had this, like, I don't know.
We haven't even gotten to the really good part yet, you guys. There's handcuffs, puppy perps coming. I knew she was going to do it. I knew it. Yeah.
That's actually what I call him, none yet.
Yeah, but we can't say that.
I didn't want to say it on stream.
Listen, we still got puppy cuffs and puppy perps to go. So just we haven't even gotten to the good part yet, guys. Just hold on. Just buckle up, buttercups. That's what my problem is. I don't have a park bench in my yard and no trees. That's why I don't feel like home.
The Russ, it's almost time for me.
One needs a park bench. Can we call this ass hat? You can do it. Hey, he's a public official, and he's making these decisions or whatever. You can always call public officials. Yeah, well, they always tell you, call your public officials.
Yeah, he
I
guess it was about maybe a year or two ago. He well, I don't know if it was him in particular or specifically, but the city council was actually asking the county to somehow remove the homeless people because they were messing up the beauty of the downtown. They were messing up the tourist trade. They were like, what? Okay, yeah, I mean, they were making a plea. They say, can you do something about these homeless people? Because,
make one, Russ. Make one. I dare you. I double dog dare you, Russ. Hey, Russ. I double dog dare you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, Don. Yes. Don't you know that already? Listen. If you've ever been homeless or a felon, which, I mean, it's double jeopardy for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
If a felon can't vote, one shouldn't be able to hold office. Okay, so, Chris, I'm just going to say this. So, times are a-changing. Okay? Times are a-changing. There's a lot of states have actually come around to allowing felons to vote. Because, I mean, normally I'd be right there with you on that one. But, like, so Missouri and Minnesota both have the rule of if you're convicted of a felony, you can't vote while you're either on probation or parole or whatever, or incarcerated. But once you've successfully completed everything, like me, I've successfully completed everything and I'm completely off papers, I automatically get my right to vote back. So I am a felon, but I can vote in both Missouri and Minnesota. Those are the only ones I can speak to 100% on. But a lot of states have actually been coming around to that. So there's some states that still won't let you. Yeah, I think Florida has some stipulations, and I don't remember what they are. But there are some stipulations. The only reason I think I remember that is because, okay, you have to be off of everything. I think Florida is the same way. I think you might be right. But there's some states that still, yes, as a felon you can vote, but what you have to do is you have to go and you have to petition the courts to get your civil rights back. So that's not an automatic thing. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah. But I still can't get a job as a manager because, I'm a felon. So.
Yeah, and I think, being very serious about that, I think it depends on that should actually be a case by case.
It should be, but it's not.
Like the voting thing is different, but I mean, as far as holding office, getting jobs, that should be a case by case because, like in Kim's case, I mean, that's not fair to her. And there's other people like Kim. She's my friend, but there are other people like Kim that have gone through the same thing. I've met them. I've met people that have gone through substance use and they came out on the other end and they came out wonderfully on the other end and they're doing great things but they're still being punished for what they did years ago. and it's
And
not.
just to give you guys some context, because I mean, I appreciate, Wanda, you have no idea how much it means to me to hear you say that, but I just want to give you guys some context. So I had a 20-year addiction, okay, and I got in trouble, obviously. I had a very severe charge that actually they gave me 5 years in prison over my head. And I bought this house, so I cleaned up. I didn't go back not once. I cleaned up. They gave me up to 25 years on probation. Okay. And I bought this, that was in 2016. I bought this house. I moved to Missouri. I bought this house in 2021. So that means in 5 years' time, I had achieved not only coming back from that 20-year addiction and the things that went with it, but in 5 years' time, I cleaned up my life enough to the point where I was able to buy a house. Now, fast forward 2 years, I was released from probation 18 years early. And the reason I say this is because even all that accomplishment, I am not allowed to have a management position in this state, at least not in any place that I've found yet. And the rule in Missouri is that if you have a felony, you cannot work in a situation where you have to sell lottery or alcohol. I'm not allowed to sell lottery tickets or alcohol because of my felony. And that's even after everything I have excelled at completing. Can felons vote in Delaware? If you're convicted of a felony not of moral turpitude, you lose your right to vote until your sentence is fully served. Yes, you can't vote while incarcerated, while on probation, or while on parole. Your right to vote is automatically restored once you complete your full sentence, including yes. Okay, yes.
Well, you know, and this health Rick.
You almost did it.
I almost did it. Yeah. I mean, this is just like another example of the stupidity. You know, this was before he was mayor. When I think he was still city council or something, right. And he wanted to. Okay, so they had a human trafficking task force, right. And I knew someone that was on that task force. Now that task force was closed to the public. It was very closed, and it was very closed for a reason, because they wanted to protect the people that had had been involved in that, like the ones that had been victimized. There were a lot of active investigations going on. So they had to be very careful who sat in that room, because they didn't want anything leaked, because they had active investigations going on. Mm-hmm. Well, this dude wanted in, and he got in on, I guess he bullied his way into the meeting. He got into the meeting. He almost blew a major investigation because he was running his mouth. And my friend, who happened to be a therapist, and this was before the 2020 and several years ago, quite a number of years ago actually. And she was, because she worked with survivors from human trafficking, victims from human trafficking, and she was telling me that the problem is that you have to be careful, because it's like someone that's involved in a domestic violence situation. You have to be very careful and protect those people. It's highly stigmatized. A lot of times the people that are involved in human trafficking, like the women, that is primarily women, so the women that are involved in human trafficking, they are both victim and victimizers. So there's that. It's a hard thing to deal with. And this guy almost blew a major investigation. So those are just some of the stuff that he would come up with. I mean, I remember talking to him.
Just mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get him. I wanted him to actually get a coalition or a advisory committee together of people with lived experience of mental health issues, and also to become more trauma informed. And I was talking to him one day about trauma informed care, and he goes, "Oh, I know what that is." He says, "I know all about the ACEs, which is the adverse childhood events." I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I'm glad you know that one term, but there's a lot more to it than that. I mean, I'm a trauma impacted person. I've been diagnosed with PTSD and I live with PTSD. I've been studying trauma informed care since 2016, and I still don't know everything there is to know about it because they keep learning, more information keeps coming out, they keep changing things. It's just there's no it's like a never ending
Hi,
process. Hi,
Cammy.
Tammy.
I don't know why I just did that. I know
So
my bad.
so that's the kind of the personality that we're dealing with. And for him to this is my big issue, that when he went to become mayor and he was out there on his platform of, I'm going to help people that are in poverty and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do, and you haven't done diddly squat. You haven't. You're not helping people. People who are homeless are some of the most vulnerable people in our society. Some of our most poor people in society, because they're homeless. A lot of them don't have jobs. Some people you can have a job and be homeless. I want to make that point too, because people always have this idea of if you're homeless,
I did.
you're a bum. Yeah, Kim is a good example of that. You're just a
I had
bum.
a job that paid me almost 40 grand a year when I was homeless. So
Yeah, so you definitely can.
Yep.
So that was like, the human aspect of it. So now we're going to get into the animal, because we're going to have an integrated conversation between animal welfare and human services today.
Okay, can we please? We got to do the SPCA thing. We got to do this.
Okay.
It's so fun. It's so good. It's not good. It's not good, you guys. But there's things that listen. I'm just gonna warn you. This is one of those things that is so infuriating and asinine that you have no choice but to make fun of it, because if you don't, you will literally have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're all undesirables, Dawn. At least you know that. Thank God. You're a step ahead of other people that are in denial.
Hi, Ginger.
Hi, hon.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh, love to your son, hon. I hope you have a good night.
Yes, have a good night. So
yeah.
So the director,
I can't.
The current director of our York County SPCA is a guy named Steve Martinez.
That's another Steve. No, the other one's Michael, isn't it?
Huh?
The other one's Michael, right? For some reason, I thought they were both named Steve. I don't know why.
No, it's Michael Helfrich and Steve Martinez. Martinez or Martinez. I'm not sure how he pronounces it. So anyway, good old Steve-O. So Steve-O.
God damn it! I can't.
So Steve-O comes from a business background. He has a business degree. And they chose him of all the people that they could have chosen, including the volunteer that I know from Feline Solutions, who had worked at the SPCA, basically as a vet tech, knows all the ins and outs, but she wasn't qualified enough to run the shelter, so she didn't get the job. But, this dude did. He's making about, I think, I'm trying to remember what exactly, when they were looking for a new person to run the SPCA, they advertised the amount. And it was almost $200,000 a year. It was a huge amount for an executive director. And this is what I call our York SPCA a corporate charity, because I'm sorry, this is York County, Pennsylvania. This isn't like New York. This isn't DC. This isn't some huge metropolis. There's no reason that any director in this area needs to be making $200,000 a year. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not doing his job. He's running this thing as a business, and he's running it into the ground, and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So
peppers. Sorry, she asked if it was a pickle.
Oh, so again, I heard, this was so apparently he went, well, not him specifically, but I guess one of his team went to the York County Coalition on Homelessness, and wanted to, well, he wanted to go into human housing. The idea was they wanted to start having human housing
And
because
who's this guy again? The director of what?
this is the director of the York County SPCA. Yeah.
Okay, making sure we remind everybody of that.
Yeah. He wanted to go into human. So I guess he wanted, I don't know if he wanted to do transitional housing, permanent supported housing, bridge housing. I don't know. I don't even know if he knows the difference between all of them. But he wanted to go into human housing because he wants to keep, now wait for it, he wants to keep people and pets together. Gee, where have we heard that before, Kim?
I don't know.
Gee, I wonder,
I don't know. I think it's a novel idea.
Yeah, I wonder who in the community has the big mouth and is always talking about integrated case management.
Integrated case management, my favorite thing in the whole world. I love.
Yeah,
that.
I wonder who does that.
I don't know.
But see, my point is that with this,
I think he's a genius. I don't know what your problem is, Wanda.
Yeah, I mean, nothing was followed up on because he was, well, the team player was, and it wasn't Diana, but the team player was basically, because Diana had nothing to do with this, because, well, Diana's a team player. That's why I'm saying that.
But she's too smart for this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Diana would be saying some not so. Diana would have choice words for him.
Oh yeah.
So what the staff member, whatever, was told was, okay, first of all, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of, you have to have funding. You don't have any connections with human services, which would be like the first step. I mean, which is like, if you really want to do this, Steve Martinez or Martinez or whatever your name is, Steve-o.
Listen, don't do that to people's name. No, you're being racist now.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's Martinez.
Martinez. Well, is it Martinez? Because it is Martinez. Okay. So I'm not being racist. Why are you calling me racist? That's not nice.
No, because it was kind of funny. Because it's like the furthest thing from the truth, so that's why I said it. Because apparently that's what we're doing today with all these people that are like, this is a genius idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. Well, I'm like, all right, fine.
So let me just do this, because I told Kim I was going to do this. So let me just do this. So we're going to do this. We're going to do the extreme close up. So let me get in here.
Do it.
Steve, I got to talk to you about something. Okay. So here, I'm going to explain this to you, Steve. If you really want to help people and pets, what you need to do is come talk to me, and we'll work on a program called integrated case management. And the way this is going to work is we will have people from human services, case managers, the concept of a case manager, social worker. Well, we'll have those people meet with staff from your SPCA, and then we'll work together to coordinate services so that the pets can get vaccinated, they can get low cost or free spay neuter. We'll work on the people getting housed. And you know what the even bigger term of that is? It's called a veterinary social worker. Ever think about hiring one of them? They're really cool people. I can put you in touch with some organizations that can probably help you. So yeah, so Steve, you really want to go through with this? I'm going to help you out, buddy, because I think you need help. I don't know that if exactly kind of help I can offer, but I also know a good therapist that might be able to like kind of guide you in the right direction. But, yeah. Integrated. So the two terms, integrated case management and veterinary social worker.
Wait, one more term. It's called stay in your own lane, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Your lane is SPCA, and then the people that deal with people and housing, that's their lane. See, your lane's over here and their lane's over here. And if you guys both use your own lane and you merge together, it's called a zipper.
Great. Good job, Kim. Good demonstration.
Everybody knows what the zipper is. Shut up, Wanda. I love it. I love the fact that she just got up and close and personal with Steve. She's like, Steve, come here, Steve.
You said you can tab his in this. Wait, is that what it's called?
It's called tagging.
Yeah,
it's not tab. It's called tagging.
You can tab him.
Yeah, that was very close though, Nanya. I'm very proud of you. Very good job. Now let's get to the.
Did you read what Gertrude said?
What? Which one? Steve-O, get close. Doesn't help with tennis shoes.
So,
get to the next one. Get to
the next little
puppy cuffs.
The next genius move. Okay, so I think everybody here knows about the genius move that he made with the community cats, and the cats aren't even able to. The cats won't be admitted, and I mean, I've talked about that before, so I think everybody here knows.
Yeah.
And if you're new to the channel and you don't know, we can talk about that at another time, but we want to talk about this one right now because let me pull this up here. So this is actually my friend that I went out to lunch with yesterday, who was also from New York, Nanya, and she was laughing like everything about. She was when I was telling her I was just talking about you, and she said, "Wait a minute, is she from New York?" Like, how did you figure that out without me saying anything? Just, I don't know. She just has what you're describing her sounds like she's from New York. Because as soon as I said, well, her name, her username is Miss Nunya, and my friend's like, Nunya Business? Is she from New York?
No, she said New York. You know that.
I know.
She said New York. Get it right. If you're gonna repeat somebody, you got to get it right. New York. They don't say ours. Ours is a bad thing.
Okay.
Chewy.
So, after we got past the possibility of the York SPCA starting housing for humans to keep humans and pets together when they have no funding,
right.
They have no they have no connections. I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, that's a real good magic trick. So my friend is she said, "Hey, did you hear about the SPCA? They're not accepting strays anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's been going on with," because I'm talking about the cats. No, you're not gonna. You can't just walk in and bring a stray animal in anymore. I'm like, huh? So I'm gonna just read to you the upcoming policy change. This is why, and this, Steve-O, this is why, Steve-O, this is why we need to have people with lived experience in positions of decision making and policy making, or at the very least, you need to have some kind of like group of people with lived experience in a council kind of thingamabob, so that you can go and talk to them when you have these kind of strange little brain ideas, because it ain't it. So
I helped you with that one.
I know you did. I appreciate it. That's why I know you always got my back. That's why I like you on these streams. So this is the upcoming policy.
Yes.
This is starting July 1st. But I'm going to read the whole thing because it's just so special.
It's very special.
Yeah. Updated 6/18/2024. So that was just Tuesday. The York County SPCA plays a vital role akin to a police or fire department in ensuring public health and safety. We provide refuge for sick, injured, abandoned, and lost animals, rehabilitating them and finding them loving homes. Unless they're a stray cat like Valentino, and then myself and Feline Solutions and Miss Nunya do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, we were confronted with a crisis. The number of stray canines we took in skyrocketed by 35%, pushing our kennel to its maximum capacity for almost a year. This strained our team and volunteers and put the animals in our care at risk. Yeah, because we're no kill, and that means we can't have all these animals. I mean, we can't. What are we gonna do? We can't euthanize them because Best Friends Animal Society is going to get really upset with us if we do that, and we will lose all our funding. So this strained our team and volunteers and put the animals in our care at risk. It was a stark reminder that our current resources are insufficient to handle such a high intake. And yet, Steve, and yet, you think you have insufficient resources for that? You can't handle some stray dogs, but yet you're going to have housing for people. Brilliant, my friend. Brilliant. Did you ever talk to my friend Kim? She could be a member of Mensa. Maybe you need to talk to her. Just saying.
Mensa test is only problem-solving skills in little graphs and pictures. It's not this. I'm sorry, I can't help.
Well, I don't know. It sounds pretty good on paper. I mean, flashing that card.
Okay, I'll shut up.
So starting July 1st, 2024, the York County SPCA will implement a new stray canine intake process. We will only accept stray dogs from a contracted animal control officer, ACO, a York County Police Department officer, or a Pennsylvania state dog warden. This change is necessary to create a safer and more reliable animal intake process, aligning us with best practices in shelter animal intake across the United States. We will continue to accept stray canines and other domestic animals from contracted municipalities, unless it's a community cat, because then they're considered wild animals, so we don't deal with that. So,
It's a goddamn coyote.
yeah, exactly. We need a more professional intake process to meet the skyrocketing demand for our services.
Professional intake process. Please hear this.
Yes.
We need a more the public can listen to me. The public can no longer bring stray dogs in. They can't be trusted. It needs to be a more professional. We can't have these plebes coming to our door with these mongrels. No, this has to be a professional intake process.
Wait, Gertrude says liar, 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 to pay.
Yes, Nanya, I know what I said. I just said problem-solving skills. I know. I was trying. Listen.
Wait,
I
what?
know.
Oh, Gertrude, yeah, Wanda, they will have trees and park benches for people.
Nanya, that was the point. See, they won't hire me because I actually can pass a Mensa test, which is specifically problem-solving things, and so therefore I don't qualify because I can actually problem solve. No, I know that's why they won't hire me, Nanya, because I actually can do that. That they have to have people that are incapable of that in these positions. So have you noticed that? Come on, Nanya.
Okay, so
oh my God, Gertrude. We thought Wendell and Russ were the pinnacle of men. Steve-O is my dreamo. What in the hell is going on? Go ahead. Go ahead, because the best part's coming. The best part's coming.
It's coming. Yep. Yeah, we still got a little ways to go, so get excited, folks.
Buckle up.
For more information about this policy change, to view frequently asked questions, and to see who provides animal field services in your municipality, please review below. If a community does not have the financial resources to contract with an animal control officer, we suggest partnering with neighboring municipalities to share costs and administrative burdens. The York County SPCA is happy to help support these important collaborative partnerships. Well, Steve, I mean, you're saying it right here. You're happy to support important collaborative partnerships. Okay. Well, how about if you support a collaborative partnership between myself and my friend Kim here? Because we can actually help you with this little problem that you have of figuring out how to keep people and pets together. You can.
In summary so far, guys, let me just tell you. So basically, if there's a stray dog, you can't bring it to the pound anymore because you're not a damn professional. I don't care. I don't care what you say. You're not a professional. But you know what you can do you can call the 50 because they got nothing else to do, apparently. They got nothing else to do. You call the police because they got to come out there and put some puppy cuffs off on that little thing. They can put some puppy cuffs on, and they're going to put that little puppy in the back seat of their squad car, and they're going to be like, they're going to be calling in going, I got a 1019, I got a puppy perp in the back of the car, I'll be there, my ETA is 5 minutes. And that's how that's going to, really? The police, you guys, the police who are already inundated and overworked and understaffed, that's who's now responsible because the public can't be trusted to be professional. No. Because apparently, I don't know who did it. I don't know which one of y'all did it, went in there with your unprofessional attitude and made them all go, that's it, we're done. We're not dealing with you unprofessional people anymore. Plebes not allowed.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And can you imagine that? Can you imagine being, I know there's a lot of controversy with police officers nowadays, but can you imagine can you imagine being a police officer and they sit down and they have their little conference or meeting, and now their supervisor's telling them, okay, so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen.
Not only are you guys going to deal with being shot and everything else and all this other crap, you're also on dog patrol.
That's right. So those donut breaks, they're gone.
Yep. No more
during the donut breaks, you're going to be picking up dogs and transporting them to the SPCA.
Milk bone breaks. That's no. Yep.
So they go on to say, it takes a community to care for shelter pets. We thank you for your commitment to helping us serve people and pets in York County.
It takes a community to help take care of pets, but you know what? The community is not allowed to take care of the pet. They have to call a professional.
That's right.
Good freaking Lord.
And really, Ruby Dawn, is the community helping you with the community cats?
Right.
Because the community isn't helping me with the community cats. In fact, I have a little bonus for everybody of a Facebook post that I received to. So we'll talk about that then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give that person's name because they're.
Oh, thank God.
They're not in the same league as these people. I just don't think. I think they just don't really understand. So I'm.
Well, not only that, but we're not going to give them the recognition and the traffic and the notoriety and the attention. So yeah, we'll just read the stupidity of it and let them just be anonymously stupid.
Cammie, Wendell, and Russ actually now have angel wings with their 6-packs compared to Trino, Stevo,
Frico. God damn it. Yes, Russ, I know what community. Yeah, I know. I hate Facebook too. The only reason I have Facebook, you guys, is just I've got a couple people that like to watch the lives on Facebook, and I have my Facebook for my family back home. So here's just some of their frequently asked questions. So I'm some of these I'm going to skip over. So here's one. Are you discontinuing any services? We are not eliminating any services. We are modifying how stray dogs enter our care. This new intake policy aligns us with industry best practices and ensures a safer, more professional, and efficient canine intake process. What do you want to bet that Best Friends Animal Society has? That's their best practice. That's what I would guess. Because I haven't heard this from any other. I've never heard of anything like this before. No, neither have I.
Who can bring stray dogs to the York County SPCA? Stray dogs can be brought to our facility by a contracted animal control officer, a York County police officer, or a Pennsylvania state dog warden. Now, can you imagine this? Can you imagine if, because I live in the city, so if I have, say somebody's doing messing with my car, somebody's like down there breaking in my car or something, and I'm calling the police and saying, look, there's somebody vandalizing my car, or somebody's trying to break into my apartment, or doing something that is really serious, and I get the response,
and the dispatcher's like this, I'm sorry, we don't have any patrols available right now, they're on doggy duty. Yeah. You're gonna have to wait about 15 minutes because they're actually transporting a dog right now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
My mother's family uses my Facebook as an answering service for me to relay to my mother. Jesus. I have
Yeah,
the same. You
well,
know,
see, and Gertrude, the problem here
wait,
is,
Gertrude, you can't purchase a live trap? You don't have a Home Depot? Because Home Depot has live traps, at least here.
well, maybe it's a is it cost issue for you,
Okay,
Gertrude?
that's what I'm wondering. Because yeah, oh, okay, I
Because
can't purchase a trap in
they're
Home
pretty
Depot.
expensive, Kim. I
No, I know
mean,
the one that I just brought down and gave to Dawn and Russ. That one, I mean, I remember what I paid for it when I bought it. It was $80 because it was the biggest one. Yeah, I paid $80 for that thing.
yeah, they're, I mean, and
Fan
the
traps. Oh,
and like the SPCA's, they will only use certain traps. Like I just
that's what she just said. Yeah,
because yeah, Nunya had asked me about that, and um, apparently you can't use the ones that have the nicest ones are the ones that have openings on either side that you can set it
right,
from. Well,
right,
you really can't set it from either side, but you can access from either side.
right.
They're nice because you can get the cat from either side depending
Yeah,
where they're at. But I don't know, now they won't let you use those.
right.
So
And how many of
it
those
said,
dogs would be deemed non-homeable and be secretly put down? Shh, it's a secret, Gertrude. Shh, what are you doing? Do you want the men in black to come for you? Shh, Gertrude. Down low. Yeah.
so here's another question. Can the Humane Society police officer pick up strays? Our Humane Society police officer Otto Cruz
What?
has a special Otto Cruz.
Is that his name? Otto Cruz?
Otto.
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 OTTO, right?
Yeah. Otto.
Okay, thank God. I was like, what
Like
the hell?
it's like Otto. Otto
Okay.
Cruz.
Okay.
Is Cruz
Can you
alive?
whistle through your one tooth throat as well while they're Otto? Wait, did Kim just say Mennonite? What? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Is that like Paw Patrol? I did not say Mennonite. What the hell are you talking about?
So he says, Otto Cruz has a specialized role and cannot transport stray animals from York County's municipalities to our facility.
Wait. Did you just say that the animal control officer, that wait a minute, the guy that actually works for this place
cannot transport stray animals? And I can give you another, as soon as let me finish this, and then I'll tell you a little bit about Otto. Officer Cruz
right now.
for enforcing Pennsylvania animal cruelty and neglect statutes in the York County community. This distinction is crucial to avoid any misunderstandings about his duties. Okay, so here's the thing with Mr. Otto. I know, I'm not, I'm not giving names, but I know people in rescue um, that are dealing with a pretty severe issue of having colony cats poisoned. Been a number of cats in this area in the city. I won't. I'm not going to be very vague about it, but there's an area in the city where a lot of that has been happening. Um, they can't figure out who's doing it. They don't know who's doing it. I think they've been trying to put up cameras and things to find out, but this colony, there's a couple of colonies that have been really impacted by people putting out poison. They have found dishes, and these rescuers have got the dishes tested, came up for a poison. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but it came up as a toxic substance put in these dishes. So someone is
Most likely
intentionally, yeah, someone is intentionally putting out dishes with poison in that is attracting the cats. The cats drink it and they die. So these they have taken the unalived bodies of these cats to the SPCA. They have asked for autopsies. They have asked for this gentleman to investigate, and nothing's being done. Nothing. So that's a little bit about Otto and where he's at and what he actually does or doesn't do.
Like I said, Otto.
Yeah, and there's no the people that I'm hearing this from, they're reputable. They're not people that are just making it up. I know for a fact there are colonies in the area that they're saying the colonies are. Um, I mean,
Not going to happen, Chris. We all know that.
It's really sad.
Not going to happen.
There was several years ago, I'm thinking maybe 21 or 22, there was a colony that was in a graveyard locally, and the group Feline Solutions were going out to get them. Before they could go out and get them, someone poisoned all the cats. One of the cats that was poisoned was a black cat that they named Angel. Angel now has a permanent, she's a wobble cat now, so she's, this kind of thing, neurologically damaged. And the volunteer that helped with Valentino, that helped treat Valentino for all his issues, she ended up keeping the cat. So, this has been going on now for a while.
No, I said the Men in Black.
What?
No, he goes, Kim, I thought you said to Gertrude when you said, shh, if you don't want the Mennonites to come. I was like, no, I said the Men in Black. Good God.
It is a very painful way. It's a horrible way. It is a horrible way to pass. It's terrible.
I just figured it out. Gertrude made me think of it. She said 1 + 1 = 2. I just realized, you know what, these people are all friends with Terrence Howard. That's what it is. They're all friends with Terrence Howard because it's 1 × 1 = 2, Gertrude. Come on.
So here it says, so can a York County SPCA staff / volunteers pick up strays? Our animal care staff and volunteer teams lack the capacity, equipment, or training to safely retrieve stray animals from the field.
You mean pick a dog up and put it in the car and bring it in there?
Wow.
We need training.
Let's see. I have picked up from the field Valentino, Keanu, what's the other one? Marina, Misha. There's another one too. I mean, so they're right there is four stray cats, and they're not dogs.
You really want to talk about dogs? I picked up Phoenix. You know what I did? I threw the damn dog in the car, and I went straight to the vet clinic and got her help, and then brought her home and adopted her.
Yeah.
And no training involved. Look at me. I'm a damn genius.
You're a beast.
I'm a beast. Tech 9, baby.
Yeah.
Gertrude, people can't stay quiet. We all have to speak together. The louder the voices, the more attention. I've learned by fact. No, and you're right. But you know how many people are that's the sad thing, is that we can do this right here, what we're doing right now. How far is this going to reach? I mean, I would love to see this reach places where it's actually going to make a difference. But we're just trying to educate. We're talking to you guys and educating you guys.
Well, I will say this though, Kim.
I think
that as far as the armchair cat advocate, we're all advocates. And collectively, if the group would want to do something, we could very well put together an impact statement and all sign it. We could put together a petition. I mean, there's lots of things you can do. You can do a letter writing campaign. It would have to be seriously. It would have to be respectful. It would have to be. I mean, it couldn't be like what we're doing right now. It would have to be dear Mr. Martinez, it's come to our attention that this is the policy. This is how the policy impacts the public. For people that don't live in my area, if you had similar situations, we can do that. You could say, I had something like that happen in my area. and it didn't help us, it made things worse. It's definitely, we could just do a general letter and just send it out to a whole bunch of different places. It may not do anything, but the once I found that once they know that they're on somebody's radar, and it's not just one person, that there's like a whole group of crazy cat ladies and cat guys that are out there and saying, you know, this is not okay. And I want to go off topic for 1 minute, Kim, because
No,
I want to address something
no way.
that it's no, this is, it's good. It's good. I just want
No, I
to,
mean, I'm just shocked that you're going off topic. Anybody
really,
else ever see that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity? Because
yeah, like you never do. You're just like straight line. Don't ever veer off anything. There's something interesting. There's something interesting in my analytics that I want to talk about quickly. And Kim and I talked about this
Oh,
the
God.
a little bit. And I'm not sure what to make of it, but I have a theory. And I just
I do too about this. I don't think
so
it doesn't jive with hers though.
I want to put it out there, because in the analytics of my shorts, there are the most of the shorts that I'm looking at, it's predominantly men that are watching the shorts.
Yep.
This blows my mind, because I was thinking, oh, all crazy cat ladies in our age, like Kim and I in our age group, are watching our content. But no, in my channel, there are actually there's a huge segment of men that are watching. So I want to say to all those cat daddies out there and all those cat guys out there, if you are watching my content, thank you. And I want you to know something. It is perfectly acceptable and cool and really great that you love cats.
Yep.
I want you to know, I don't want you to feel shame. I don't want you to feel labeled. I don't want you to feel stigma, because we're all here because we love cats. We're also going to talk about other animal welfare issues, but primarily cats, because I'm a colony manager and that's what a lot of the people that are involved in do. But we have the Russ here, we have Wendell, we have some great cat guys
Yes, we
in
do.
this community.
Yes, we do.
So if you're watching this, because I don't know, like analytics, I don't know if it's just I don't know if people if guys are actually subscribing to the channel, or
No, Gertrude.
I don't know, but
Don't
if don't be afraid to come into the chat. Don't be afraid to participate, because we're not going to look at you funny because you're a guy that loves cats. And I just wanted to put that out there, because I was talking to Kim about this, and I said I think this is really interesting, but I also think it's really great. I'm not sure what it means, but I hope it means that
I know what it means.
I hope it means that there are a lot of men out there that like cats, but are just kind of afraid to say anything, because I don't want you to be afraid.
She's the hot cougar mommy, not me.
No, I'm not the hot coot. No,
You're the one that had. Listen, if you go look at my analytics, you know what? My channel is predominantly women. She coming to me with this information that her channel is predominantly men. I'm like, who's the hot cougar mommy now?
I'm not the hot cougar mommy. She has the title of a hot cougar mommy. I'm
my analytics.
I'm the welcoming channel where, or else maybe it's just Fury. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure the evil lurkers. What cat daddy? Where are they? Not the married ones.
Uh-huh.
I had already thought several times that the bad people were watching this. What?
What? What happened?
Gertrude said I had Gertrude.
Where?
Gertrude said, Wanda, I had already thought several times that the bad people were watching this.
Shh, Gertrude, you are really asking for the Men in Black to come and get you.
The Mennonites.
I did that just for Nanya.
The Men in Black Mennonites.
It seems everything just about in the front for something. No, maybe it didn't start like that, but the meetings go where they can go to get it. Yeah, I know. Oh, scroll up. Oh, God, she's like, oh, scroll up. My goodness. Figures, are you snoring? What are you doing? Are you being so cute? Are you look at this?
Aw.
No,
So
I don't
let's
snuggle
see.
for it.
So yeah, so their volunteers and staff have no training to retrieve stray animals from the field. Even ones like Valentino that go when you pick them up. Um, does the does the York County SPCA have overnight holding pens where animal field service providers can leave an animal? Our facility does not have overnight access to animal field service providers.
No, there's not a after hours key drop off box. My God, what are you talking about, dude? What are you?
Okay, let's see. What should we do with healthy stray dogs when the York County SPCA is closed? Healthy stray dogs found outside of our open hours must be housed with the finder, animal control officer, or municipality until our facility opens the following morning at 8 a.m. Housing stray animals before intake into our shelter is the responsibility of the municipality where the animal is found.
Wait, did that start? Hang on. Did it start out to say that housing the animal after hours is the responsibility of the finder? Did it really read that way?
Yeah, it says
The
healthy.
people that find the animals, listen, guys, listen, pay attention. You got to read between the lines here. The people that find these stray animals, we are perfectly suited as plebes to hold the animal and house the animal and care for the animal, feed the animal, and whatever. We can do all that, but we are not, I repeat, we are not allowed to bring the animal to the shelter. Are you clear? Are you hearing me, please? I don't want anybody to be confused. So we're good enough to feed and house the dog until they're open. But at that point, you must hand the animal over to a professional who has been trained to transport. Shut up. I can't. I just can't. Look at I kicked my table. I'm so freaking frustrated.
Gertrude says scroll faster.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, Chris, isn't there a holding cell at the station? Good point. Oh my. Kim, can you imagine?
I can't.
Can you imagine someone that's intoxicated?
The drunk tank? Yeah, the drunk tank. They go in there like sitting there like, I must have really had too much to drink. Why? Because I swear to God, there's a dog over there. There's a dog looking at me right now. He's like, Theo, come here. Can you tell me, am I seeing, is that a dog over there? The Theo's like, yeah, that's Benji. What the? Are you drunk too?
Oh God.
There's a dog in here. Well, because it's after hours and we can't transport the dog until morning. Oh. Well, you just gave me the stink eye. And I think you stole my cup. I'm over it. I'm so done. That chihuahua's flirting with me.
I'm done.
That comes with the territory. You are in jail.
Oh Lord.
If he looks at me like that one more time, I'm gonna wobble over there and I'm gonna kick his butt. Good God. What? Seriously, I know. Listen, you guys, I told you. There's certain parts about this that I'm just like, if I can't. Well, if they're making the cops pick them up and the place is closed, then should have a holding cell. Well, yeah. I know. But you know what? They did say in there that we are allowed as the finder to take care of the animal. We just are not trained in the art form of transporting them. Oh no, I read the PETA comment. I read it.
What did it say?
It was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. It was pretty ugly what happened.
Where was it?
Here
we go.
Okay.
Oh, is this really happened a few years back? Is that the one?
I think so.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Well, I haven't heard PETA. I haven't heard the best things about PETA either, so I'm not sure.
No, they kind of made them. You know what? Listen, they made their own bed. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good idea at the beginning, but
Mhm.
then there was they just kind of talk about off the rails, man. Here, the officer, that dog just took a dump. I'm just reading it in my drunk voice for Gertrude. Officer, who's gonna clean that up? Because if I wait, I don't want to step in it in the middle of the night. And tell Cujo over here that I get the top bunk.
Oh, here comes the best part, Kim.
Oh, God.
I didn't. This is this.
Better, guys. Are you ready for this?
We've got a gem. We've got a gem here.
Going for a ride.
What information does the York County SPCA need when dropping off a stray dog? The animal control.
What the hell do you care? You're not allowed to drop it off. That's a bunch of nunya. Tell him, girl. Anyways,
the animal control officer, police officer, or PA state dog warden must ensure the stray dog's owner cannot be found. Scanning for a microchip is an important first step in attempting to reunite a lost dog with their owner. So not only do they have to transport, they also have to. They have to try to make.
You have to wand them too.
Yeah.
Beep 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 beep.
Assuming a microchip is not present, next, the animal control officer, police officer, or state dog warden must ensure the stray dog is not owned by the finder.
How the hell would you know that?
The following information.
I'm going to see you go.
Okay, so here, Kim, this is a scenario. You find a dog. So here's what you got to do. Here's what's going to happen. So, if they're looking for a microchip, they don't have the microchip. So next, here's what's going to happen. They're going to ask you these questions. The following information needs to be collected from the finder of the animal.
Oh, I can't hear this.
So if you find the animal, this is what they want to know. They want to know your name, first and last.
Nope.
They want to know your address. They want to know your phone number, your email address, the exact address where the dog was found, providing Corner Street is sufficient. Municipality the dog was found in, the date the dog was found, how many days the finder or municipality has had the dog, signs of ownership, collar, microchip, recently groomed, etc. Any additional information that would be helpful in returning the dog to the owner or finding an adoptive home.
Okay, so I got a question. Just to throw this out there. If it's not microchipped, what the hell does it matter what my name is?
Right.
Just curious.
I mean, and if you can't...
Are you going to hook me up to a lie detector test there, sir, too? I mean, read me my rights? What are you going to...
So, with all this crap, who's going to actually take a dog off the street and keep it if you're going to be interrogated because they want to make sure it's not your dog and they're just trying to...
I keep asking him when he was found, all he does is bark. Oh, God.
Well, when they look at family photos.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. What are they going to do? Blood tests and run it through Ancestry? I mean, what the...
So my bigger question here is how much is all this shit going to cost to implement? Because, I mean, okay, Steve-O, again, wouldn't it just be more cost effective to work a program where you keep people and pets together, you ask them what they need, like if the dog needs neutered, it can't afford to be neutered or spayed, or the dog needs some kind of vet care, maybe if you helped them out with that, you wouldn't have a damn stray dog in the first place. Ever think about that?
You had to provide a copy of your driver's license? Why? I want to know why.
I don't know. Did it say driver's license?
No. Dawn just said that where she's at, that's what they require.
Oh. Yeah, cost and time equals money taken. Exactly. Look,
took my eggplant. Yeah, Gertrude, exactly. There's no reason for it. That's what I'm saying. If there's no microchip on that animal, there's no microchip, right? So what does it matter at that point what my name and my address is? It doesn't. It doesn't, because you know, if there's no microchip on that dog, then there's nothing to link that dog to anyone. Let alone I'm just the good citizen that's just trying to do the right thing here and keep the dog from getting hurt or whatever. And you're gonna interrogate me like it's Guantanamo Bay. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a little more here yet, but I can very well see a situation where not only do we have an overpopulation of cats and it's getting worse, of community cats, stray cats, but as Kim's friend Justin Jenney said after his trip to Mexico, dogs run wild in the streets there.
Yeah.
That we're gonna have a situation like Mexico has.
Mexican dogs, yeah.
We'll have stray dogs running the streets. It may not happen right away, but if this policy continues to be implemented, let me tell you, I mean, I'm not gonna take I have enough with these cats.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take a dog in and then risk somebody saying, well, that's your dog.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking care of it? Well, no, it's not my dog because I can't have a dog here. I already have my cats, and the only reason I have them is because they're emotional support animals.
Once I was behind a guy in line, and he said he didn't have his license. The cop shop is next to the shelter. They called the cops on the guy for driving without an ID. Are you kidding?
What?
Mm-mm. What the hell? I can't with people anymore. I just can't. Nope.
Yeah, you're right, Gertrude. All jokes aside, I love dogs, but street dogs in a pack mentality. Yeah, the cats don't, unless they have rabies or some other issue, or you corner them. Cats don't attack. I've never had a cat actually attack me for no reason. Like, even when I'm feeding them, they might hiss at me, but I've never had one attack me when I'm putting food down. They stay back. They stay under the cars. They stay off to the periphery until I put the plates down. And then, even then, a lot of them will wait until I walk away. There's some of them are getting better at that, but a dog will come right at you. I had dogs. I mean, you all know the story. I had dogs. I grew up with animals. I grew up with dogs.
Right.
Yeah. So it even gets better. So here's the next one. Question: where should ACOs/police/dog wardens take sick or injured stray animals? During our open hours, Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., an animal control officer, police officer, or state dog warden should bring these animals directly to the SPCA. If a sick or injured stray is found when our facility is closed, they should be taken to Mason-Dixon Emergency Animal Shelter. Okay, so now it's not enough that they have to transport to the SPCA. If it's after hours and the animal's injured, now they have to take it to an emergency vet, which is, I don't know, in the county, and how far is it away from wherever? I mean, because I'm sure, I don't know how far it is from us here. I'm not really familiar. I heard of it, but I'm not familiar of where the location is. But it's crazy. Then the next one: what supplies does the York County SPCA recommend to municipalities' animal field service providers for transport and overnight care? A location to hold at least 2 collapsible dog crates, a bag of dry dog food, at least 4 bowls, 2 blankets, a microchip scanner so the dog can be returned to its owner without having to come to the shelter, and at least 2 slip leashes. And then, so now we get down to the frequently asked questions for citizens. Who can bring stray dogs to the York County SPCA? Stray dogs can only be brought to the SPCA by an animal control officer, a York County police officer, or a PA state dog warden. If a stray dog is found with a life-threatening injury, for example, they were hit by a car, bleeding cannot be stopped, it is alive but unconscious, can a citizen bring the dog to the York County SPCA? Yes. In extreme circumstances, such as a life-threatening injury, public citizens can bring dogs to the shelter.
But you better act professional, otherwise they're going to cut you off too.
Monday through Sunday, 8
Dress
a.m.
pants, blazer,
If the
hair pinned up.
if the dog is found outside these hours, they should go directly to Mason-Dixon Animal Emergency Hospital. Oh, that's in Shrewsbury. Well, that's a distance from here.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries. What are you talking about?
Shrewsbury.
That's not what I said. Schnozberries.
It's there. That's a little distance from here. That's at least.
And what about people that find an injured animal and don't have transportation?
Yeah.
How about that? Well, that's when you call the police.
Yeah.
And apparently they'll come running because you can call 911 for this stuff, I think. Yeah.
And here's another. We're going to play devil's advocate. Here we go. Here's another question. We were talking about the other day, Kim, about abusing animals for content. What if you have an animal that well, you can't find you. I can see someone running that through their head.
Nope.
Yeah. None. Well, it's settled. I have to buy millions of acres of land. Yeah. Yeah. Where you will incur a huge bill. Yeah, I'm wondering, are they going to charge you, or if they're going to say that, this is probably their dog? It says, does this policy apply only to dogs? Yes. Other stray animals can still be brought to the York SPCA by public citizens. Unless they're a community cat, then don't bother. Please review our managed shelter admission policy for information on when to bring stray cats to the shelter. Oh, we'll look at that in a minute too. I live in York County. What should I do if I find a stray dog in my community? If you live in York County, please review our municipal stray animal transport listing to see if your community contracts with an animal field services provider. Contact the municipal stray animal transport provider in your community. Contact your municipality directly if you cannot reach your designated transport provider, or if your municipality does not contract with one. Be prepared to stay with the dog where it was found until the transport provider arrives.
No, wait a minute. Okay, so first of all, Russ, just so you know, great minds, buddy, great minds. Second, didn't they just say, okay, so they say stay with the animal at the location that you found them. But in the other thing, they said that you have to give all the information about where the animal was found and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're supposed to stay in the spot that you freaking found the animal in, then they already know that part.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go through the whole thing again. Be prepared to stay until the transport provider arrives, and then it goes through the whole thing again. Find her name, address, blah 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 blah. And see, here's the thing. This is again.
What's your name? None yet.
Steve, I'm begging you, Steve. You need to talk to Kim and I. You need to talk to Kim and I, because what you're doing here is so stupid. I'm sorry. There's no other word for it. It's stupid, because
there's not a single part of this that has got not even in the same ballpark as intelligent. There's not a single shred of intelligence in anything we just covered. Nothing.
Yeah. There's nothing. How do you expect people? What you're doing, you're putting huge barriers up for people. You want the community to help. Do you think the community is going to help
when you're putting them through Guantanamo Bay and shit? No. You're turning a person that is a good citizen trying to help into a perp, basically, and taking all their info. Nobody even wants to give that to you during a traffic stop. Okay, right. Nobody wants to give you that stuff during a traffic, and now you want. Stop, Steve-O, stop.
Martinez is his last name.
Steve-O Martinez.
Yeah. I mean, this is just as bad as my my landlord, they have because my car needs to be inspected, and they've been harassing me about it. And the first email they sent me was something that said, "Oh, what do you plan to do about this? Because house rules are we can have your car towed if you don't get this done." Like, okay, so you're going to threaten me? You're going to threaten me, and then you say you want to help me? Okay, Steve. See, this is the thing. When you threaten people, even if you're not intending to threaten them, it comes off as a threat. I can tell you, people are not going to want to work with you. This is why people don't like you, my dear. This is why. You need to get your shit together because it's not working. You're running that place into the ground. You may not want to hear that. Nobody may tell you that. Your board may be stroking your ego. All these other people may be stroking your ego. Honey, I don't stroke egos. I tell you like it is. And I'm telling you, as someone with a lived experience, someone that has had really bad dealings with the SPCA, someone who is out there and seeing what's going on, you're driving this into the ground. This isn't going to work. It's going to make things worse. If you're going to tell somebody, stay with the dog until someone arrives to transport, let the person transport the damn dog. What is wrong with transporting the dog? If you're going to ask them to stay with the dog all that time, in that
so
time
all they're doing with this whole thing right here is they are making it so that people don't want to get involved, don't want to help an animal, and will now just turn a blind eye and do this thing. But the problem is, Mr. Steve-O, is you have people like us who actually do give a crap about the animals and their well-being and want there are these things, ways to help them. And you are literally making it so that people just turn the other way and don't do anything to help because you're now making it impossible. You're putting up barriers, you're putting up red tape, which you guys love, and I don't know why. But for some reason, you guys love your red tape, and you've got tons of it going here. You're just making it more difficult for people to do this because I think in your mind you think, well, if we make it more difficult for people to do this, then we're going to have less people actually helping the animals. The animals will die off from whatever's out there, and then boom, problem solved. That is not the way to solve the problem.
Yeah, I just sat in a webinar tonight there's the director of it is Vincent Medley, big fan, love him. I even said it in the chat, Kim. I told him, I said, "Oh, I'm a big fan," and he goes, "I'm a big fan of yours too, Wanda." He's such a nice guy. So they had a whole thing about field services and working with animal control and working with police officers. And what those people are doing is amazing because what they're like the woman from California, big, I forget where she said they're at, like they're in a big area.
Is the one we were talking about from UC Davis, right?
Huh?
The other guy you're talking about is the guy from UC Davis.
The one that said that animal welfare people don't, welfare people really need to sit and think about what they've done and the harm that they've caused. So think about that, Steve. Sit and think about the harm.
You should call this guy from UC Davis because he understands how to listen and respond accordingly and appropriately.
Yeah. Vincent Medley.
He's a freaking amazing, you guys. That guy. Oh,
I have to look at
amazing. I love him.
I have to look this up, Kim, because I can't remember.
You look it up. I'm going to let these guys know. So this guy, the first presentation I did with Wanda, was for UC Davis, right? That's the biggest animal welfare organization in the country. It's in California, okay? This guy is like one of the head guys, one of the top guys in this thing, right? When we got done talking, because they wanted us to tell them, what's not working, what has been our experience with animal welfare in the past and whatever, and none of us had anything favorable to say. We all were honest and let them have it. This guy, this top dog guy, at the end of our presentation, looked right at all of us and said, on behalf of all animal welfare, I want to apologize to you guys for what's happened, because regardless of what intentions might have been there to begin with, obviously animal welfare has failed you, and has caused trauma and damage. This man apologized on behalf of animal welfare as a whole and was so empathetic and understanding and so humble. This guy was so amazing. I absolutely love this guy because I have never seen someone in his position of authority in something behave in such an absolute mind-boggling, just, I don't know, mature. I don't even know what the word is for it because I don't ever see it. But it was just amazing, and he's phenomenal, and I love him to death. And this man will always be. I will always support this man.
I heard him speak at a conference, and he was fabulous because he used to be animal control, and he did a whole presentation on the difference between actual animal abuse and people just making judgments. And it's called the Human Animal Support Services. That's the organization that he heads. And what they're all about is they're also about the human animal bond. And they had this one woman that oversees the animal control officers in her area in California, and it was a big city. I forget which one it was. Los Angeles, maybe. It was one of the big cities in California. And she said that what they did, one of the things that they do, and this is beautiful. She said they'll go out if somebody's doing something like, say, their dog isn't their dog isn't neutered, a dog needs neutered, or a dog needs some kind of vaccination, because like in Pennsylvania you're required to have a rabies vaccination. Right. If they don't have a vaccination, or if they have say they go into a situation where it's maybe borderline hoarder, and they say, okay, this is not okay, you cannot do this. She said what they'll do is they will write a fine. Okay, they'll write a fine, and they'll give that fine to the person, and they'll say, okay, here's a fine. But then they follow that up with, here's a packet of papers for all the services you need. Here's if you need help cleaning your house, if you need help with vaccinations, here's vouchers to go get your animals spayed and neutered. Here's all this stuff. Okay, you do everything in this packet, you work with us, that citation goes away. But if you don't, then the citation stays.
Yep.
But we want to help you. We're not trying to take your animals or anything. We want to help. Get this situation under control. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like you're not just saying, okay, well, here, go get these resources.
Yep.
And then just hope the person does it. No, they're holding the person accountable, but they're also taking into consideration that maybe the person needs some help.
Yep.
So it's not just about, we're going to punish you. We're not punishing you. We're just trying to incentivize this by, if you do what you need to do.
She meant incentivize, just so you guys know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know. You have to correct me on everything. Yeah. Yeah, Nunya, exactly. Vincent Medley. Yep. That's him.
No, he's phenomenal. I did not expect that when we got done with that presentation, because we just really, in all honesty, we literally just spent, I don't know how long, just slamming the whole animal welfare, organization as a whole, because of what we've experienced. And, rightly so, because of our experiences. And this man literally took it seriously. And what he said was, he didn't need to say all that. He really didn't. He could have just said, thank you for your time, ladies. Have a nice day, blah, blah. And he didn't. He was so amazing. I love him so much. I really appreciated that. I appreciated him because he made us feel like we were heard. That meant something. But
so here's another one here. Can a public citizen park in the York County SPCA parking lot and wait for an animal control officer, York County police officer, or PA state dog warden to bring the animal in? No, we cannot transfer animals in our parking lot due to safety concerns.
They can come and get them from your house.
Yeah.
And grill you, but we can't, you can't.
So you couldn't meet now this would be, you couldn't meet the officer or whoever in the parking lot and say, here, I have a friendly new the dog. Obviously, if you're able to get this stray dog into your car, the dog is not aggressive. Because I know
But,
most people are not going to deal with an aggressive dog. I know I'm not. If a dog's snarling at me, I'm not going to go near that dog.
wait, it got start.
Kids, Kim's gonna spontaneously combust. Get ready for it.
Okay, so hang on. Just I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm trying, guys. So what is it's a safety concern? Okay, but what's the difference between somebody meeting me at my car where I have an animal at my house versus at the facility? What's the difference? Why is there a say? I don't understand. I feel like I'm stroking out right now.
I mean, and wouldn't that be easier for these people that now have all this extra burden on them of transporting animals? I
I think
mean,
they just don't want the general public there. Period. That's all it is.
yeah. I mean,
I don't understand. I don't. What's the difference? If you meet me in my driveway and you take an animal from me to transport it over there, how is that any different? How is that procedure any different in my driveway than it is if we're in the parking lot of the SPC? I don't understand where the safety concern is. Safety concern because they don't want their safety. Whose safety? What's happening? Make it make sense, Terrence
yeah,
Howard, please.
yeah. They have. It says.
Exactly, Dawn.
It says here, what happens if I abandon an animal on the SPCA property? Animal abandonment is a crime in Pennsylvania. It is a summary offense, punishable with a fine of up to
But
$750
they're abandoning
or up
animals.
to 90 days in jail. But here's the kicker.
Their policy is abandoning animals.
Here's the kicker to that. So somebody not long ago tied a pit bull puppy to the railing outside the SPCA. They saw who did it. They had the person on camera and everything. I don't know. It became a big deal. I didn't see this because someone told me about it. It was in the newspaper. And the what ended up happening was the humane officer Otto said that they weren't going to press charges or anything because it was an act of desperation. And I'm thinking, okay, why was it an act? Let's just put aside all our feelings about how we feel about people abandoning animals because none of us like this. But let's just give this person the benefit of the doubt for a minute. Let's say this person does not have the same resources, education that all of us have, the same kind of same kind of I don't know, I want to say values, but I'm just going to say it that we have. Let's say they were in a really shitty position that maybe they had to there was no choice. They couldn't find a home for the dog. They couldn't do anything. They just and they tried to surrender them to the SPCA, and the SPCA is doing all this shit like, oh, you have to have your name and this and that, blah 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 blah. You have to have like 150 documents before we can even consider taking the dog in. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just tie the dog here. It's a good place. It's the SPCA. The SPCA will take them in. It's like taking a child to a fire station, like a church or something.
No, that's easier.
That has
You don't ask names. You don't got to have information. You just can drop it off, no questions asked. What?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that was kind of their thought process. I'm not defending this. I'm just
I know.
devil's advocate.
I know.
And just pointing out that, again, Steve, your policies are what caused that person to do that more than likely. Because that person didn't, think through things. I mean, because actually that person could have just, the thing here is that, where did they abandon the dog? They abandoned the dog at the SPCA. They didn't abandon the dog on the street or out in the country. So that kind of tells me that, at least they had some kind of
I'm getting pissed.
feeling or consideration for the animal, that they thought, okay, well, at least this is a good place to put the dog.
No.
Now, was it a good move? No, not at all. Do I endorse it? No, not at all. No. That's not my point. My point is how these asinine policies impact people that are poorer, that maybe don't have education, that maybe are desperate, that are, having other mental health issues, substance use issues, any other kind of issue. You can't be putting policy in place that puts up barriers to people to do the right thing. You just can't. It's unreal. It's just unreal. I'm
Nope, nope,
lost.
nope, nope, nope. I just want to say this. Just Steve-O, listen to me, Steve-O. You are making a policy that literally makes it more difficult to surrender an animal than it is to surrender a human child. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can take a human child, drop it off somewhere, and somebody will take that child. There are baby boxes where you don't even have to see a real person. That is how simple it is to turn over a human child and abandon a human child. You are requiring more from people to rescue an animal than anybody's requiring from people to turn over a human. Make it make sense. And
Okay,
the Terrence Howard thing, Miss Nunya, just go Google Terrence Howard math. You'll understand.
Yeah. I didn't see that, Nanya, either about the dog. So
What?
here we go. More policy. This is their policies for surrendering a pet, Kim. Okay. It says, our goal is to keep people and pets together. If you're considering surrendering your pet, please read our alternatives to surrender. I haven't read that yet. There may be a solution to keep your pet happy and healthy at home and even strengthen your bond to them. If you have considered alternatives and still need to surrender your pet, please complete the form below. We understand that giving up your pet to a shelter can be a difficult and emotional decision. The York County SPCA provides a non-judgmental approach to working with you and your pet. No, you don't. No, you don't. No. First, please complete the appropriate form truthfully and with as much detail as possible. A SPCA staff member will review the form and contact you to discuss your application. A complete application requires. Now, this is what somebody has to do to surrender their dog. And after I go through this, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying when I'm saying that this person that tied the dog to the railing, this is why Mr. Otto probably did not press charges, because they know full well that this is another shit show of policy that they have not thought through completely, and this is causing problems because it's putting up barriers to these people getting help. So you have to have a complete application requires a photo of the pet you would like to surrender, veterinary records for the pet you would like to surrender, training or behavior records for the pet you would like to surrender, if applicable. A completed application is not a guarantee that your pet will be accepted into the shelter. No, because they don't want anything that's old or maybe sick or anything or has any kind of behavioral issues, because there are no kill, which means they're going to shut out the majority of animals that come through the door. Pets are surrendered by appointment only to ensure we have adequate resources to care for your animal. And then we go down here to, they have the forms, which I won't worry with that. But because I want to read here is the surrender fees. There's a fee to surrender your animal. For a dog, it's $50. For a cat, it's $35. And for a small animal, I'm talking a rabbit, guinea pig, anything like that, it's $25. Now, it says suggested surrender fees help to alleviate the cost of animal care. Okay. So here's the thing, Steve. Again, this is where you're not thinking. This is where, your little business mind is not suitable for this position. This is why. Because you're looking at this as a business. It's not a business. It's people. It's pets. It's feelings. It's emotions. It's a lot of different things that have nothing to do with your cutthroat business degree.
Yeah, Tin Man.
So I went through this, okay? I was freaking mentally ill to the point where I wanted to unalive myself. I had to surrender my dogs, which I did at a rescue, another rescue. They didn't make me pay a fee. And even if they had asked me to pay a fee, guess what? I couldn't, because I had no income whatsoever at that point. I was not just at the bottom of the barrel. I was drilling into the core of the earth. I didn't just hit rock bottom. It was, the core of the earth that I was drilling into at that point. I was down so low. If you had asked me to do this, I had, and anybody who just say that some that mom, her mom and kid, little Tommy wants a hamster. Mom doesn't want a hamster, but little Tommy wants a hamster. So Uncle Joe gets little Tommy a hamster for his birthday. Mom's like, I don't want the hamster. I don't want to have to deal with the hamster. Little Tommy's like, I'll take care of the hamster. Well, little Tommy doesn't take care of the hamster. The hamster is just there. The hamster is not getting what it needs because little Tommy isn't taking care of it. Mom is too busy or whatever. Mom never wanted the hamster in the first place. Uncle Joe had the hamster. So mom takes, mom, let's just say that mom's impoverished. Mom's low income. Mom's working, two crappy jobs trying to keep things going. She has rent that's more than 30% of her income, a whole 9 yards, a car that's barely working. She's trying to raise little Tommy on her own. So she takes the hamster to you guys. Now, this woman is barely making it, and you're going to ask her to give you $25 for that hamster. What do you think she's going to do? What do you think? You think she's gonna say, "Oh well, I guess I'll give you $25. $25 for a hamster." It doesn't even. I can go out and buy a new hamster for $25. I mean, that's insane. $25 for a hamster or a small animal. I had small animals. They don't cost that much to keep up. They really don't. And I can see that and you tell somebody it's going to be $25. I could see someone saying, okay, well, I'll find a home for the hamster. And we all know where that home's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a loving home. It's going to either be hamster's going to be let loose in the yard or worse. So you're contributing to animal abuse. You're punishing people that are poor, because if the person's coming to you and they're saying, I don't have any money, like I had no income with my dogs. I had no choice but to surrender them. I was homeless. I was going on a homeless shelter. I had no choice. If you had asked me that, I mean, I'm already being punished because I have a mental health issue and all these other problems. So now you're punishing me also because I'm poor and you want me to pay to surrender my dog. Do you see the problem with that? It's like someone who their bank account's overdrawn and you're charging them a fee because the bank account's overdrawn. Or someone that already, they can't afford to, I don't know, do some repair on their house or something. So the city comes by and goes, oh, you know what? You're not in compliance with our ordinance. We're going to fine you $500. I don't have money to fix the damn house. How do you think I'm going to have money to pay the fine? We have to stop punishing people for being poor. Go ahead, Kim.
No, I just said good night, Russ. He's going to bed.
Oh, good night, Russ.
Thank you, hon. I just want to show you something real quick because I just got a notification about this. So that little video that you guys should have seen it already, the little short of tater tot and the hot mustard chips.
Yeah.
I also put it on TikTok. It's got over 1,600 views right now.
Really? On TikTok?
I just put it up 2 hours ago, right before I went live.
Is that on TikTok or YouTube?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
Just to give you context, all my other TikTok videos have like 200 views.
Oh, wow.
It just all of a sudden it's absolutely just spiked. I don't know why. I just wanted to share that. Yeah. I never get more than like 200.
I have to look at it, Kim. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet because I've been gone from one thing.
Apparently I did a good one.
Yeah.
That was just exciting to me. I know it's really stupid.
Well, no, it isn't. No, that's great. It might be going viral.
1,600 in 2 hours. I'm like, what happened? I didn't mean that wasn't expected.
Maybe you'll wake up tomorrow with 1 million views.
Shut up. I don't.
What could happen?
I'm
can
not
happen.
ready. I'm not ready.
It can happen. Well, you got to get ready because you know what? You have a furnace that needs to be repaired. You have all this other stuff that
I
needs.
know, but I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for all
I don't
that. Listen,
know. I don't know.
no,
Things are
no.
cooking for you. Things are
I know. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, guys. I'm not ready, guys. I'm not ready.
doesn't
Like
matter.
Kevin Hart. I'm not
It
ready.
doesn't matter if you're ready.
I'm not ready.
Life doesn't care if you're ready or not. It just happens. So
I know.
get with the
I know.
program.
Mitt, are you ready? Mitt
I'm
says,
ready. I'm ready to have a rich friend. How about all you guys? I mean, yeah. I mean,
you
I
get a
hang out.
car,
When I
and
hang
you get a cat, and you get a cat. And Mitt get the cat. Do you want to have your own kitty?
Nunya, yes. I would love to have Vincent on, and I'm going to try to get him on. I think he actually would do it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I believe he would.
So let's not forget what I said, though, guys. Okay, everything she just said about all the requirements to turn over an animal. I really want everybody to think this through. Serious to God. You can literally, and I'm going to put this in just the most basic terms. I know that it's not. Just listen. Let's go with me on this. Literally, you can abandon a child. There are locations set up specifically for you to turn over and walk away from a human child with no questions asked, no health information, no medical history, no family history, nothing. Nothing. And don't talk to me about, in the shelters, blah, blah, blah. Think about the freaking places where their kids don't have homes. They're overrun. They're overcrowded. Everything's overcrowded. But you can literally turn over a human being with no questions asked. And there's even after hours drop boxes if you really want to get down to it. But you have to literally give up like a cheek swab, a buccal swab, in order to turn over a homeless animal that you're just trying to help. Are you kidding me right now? There should not be stricter policy for animals than there are humans. I'm just saying. And again, I'm just dumb girl in a YouTube box. I know. I get it. I'm just the recovering addict in life. What the hell do I know? Leave it to the professionals because they know that. Listen, you guys don't back me up here, okay? Don't. Because I'm just the recovering addict. They're the professionals. They know what they're talking about. I'm just talking on my ass. Don't listen to me. It's so flippin' frustrating to listen to the requirements for turning over an animal when I know that you can literally go to an after hours drop box where there is no human being and put a baby in a box and walk away and there is nothing. Nobody will say a word about it if that's okay. But don't you dare show up at the SPCA. Don't you dare.
No,
you uncultured swine.
It's not about caring, Ruby Dawn. It's all about the bottom line. It's about money because he's a freaking business person.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He was a business person. In a minute I'll look that up, but I wanted to find this surrendering animals to the York SPCA because okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. So here's their policy for healthy free roaming community cats. In most situations, the York County SPCA will not accept healthy free roaming cats into the shelter as a surrendered animal. In most cases, due to behavioral issues, feral or free roaming cats will never be a candidate for adoption. Well, Nunya, I don't know. What the heck, Valentina?
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry that we totally listen. You got a faulty cat, girl.
Yeah.
That cat was not fit for adoption because it was a outdoor healthy cat.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't healthy when you got it. There's the kicker. There you go. It wasn't healthy. See, that's it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got Rogue here, Tor's laying down there, Abra somewhere.
Silva's a great cat. She was a perfectly healthy, free roaming cat. There you go. Perfectly healthy, free roaming cat. I got Silva, and you guys have seen Silva. Silva's adorable, and she loves belly rubs.
So it says feral or free roaming cat. Okay, let me explain something to you, Steve. Again, I mean, I shouldn't have to explain this to you, Steve. You should know these things. And if you didn't have a business degree, if you actually had some animal welfare training, maybe you would understand these things. Not all cats that are outside are feral.
No.
Ferals, as far as I'm concerned, I have yet to see a true feral cat. I'm serious.
Gen X is feral, not the cats.
I have yet to see one. Exactly. I've yet to see a true feral cat, because every cat that I see, they're scared strays. They're traumatized. They might present as feral because they have been out for so long. They've been out for years and they've had experienced all this trauma. This guy that's sitting down at my leg right now, this guy hissed at me and everything else. He had his paws were all messed up. You know what? Now he lays beside me and sleeps. He's laying at my feet right now. He uses the litter box. What about that, Steve? He comes in here, he comes in, he hangs out, he goes back out, he hangs out with his colony, he comes back in. Don't tell me that these cats cannot be adoptable. It's bullshit.
It is.
It's
I mean, look
seriously
at Ruby Dawn. She's a feral wife, and she got adopted by Russ. I mean, hell.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it goes on to say, in most cases, due to behavioral issues, feral or free roaming cats will never be a candidate for adoption, which leaves these cats with an almost guaranteed outcome of euthanasia. Now, only if you want to do that, only if your best friend's animal society tells you to do that, because the majority of the cats that I meet are not candidates for euthanasia. They're candidates for adoption. So take that and stick it up your...
Yeah.
And I hope you see this too, because I'll do it again. Stick it up here.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't catch that, she pretty much just told you to stick it up your ass, Steve.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Yeah. Additionally, surrendering free roaming cats does not reduce York County's free roaming cat population long term. Instead, the York County SPCA advocates for a real long term solution to address our county's cat population growth rates. More details on next page. Residents should trap unowned cats and then bring them to the York County SPCA's low cost spay neuter clinic. Oh, we're going to talk about this in a minute. At the clinic, all cats receive a thorough exam, spay, neuter, surgery, ear tip, and are vaccinated for rabies, all for a cost of $20. The next day, residents should pick up the cat and return the cat back to where it was found. If the cat arrived in a healthy condition, we reasonably assume that the cat will continue to thrive in the same environment. Upon completion of the vet exam, any health issues are addressed by our vet staff. Yeah, and then after that, you euthanize them, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Because you don't take care of them, because you have that I forget what, you have that fund that's supposed to take care of free roaming cats, but no one ever has access to it for some reason. So if you bring a cat in, like my Tora boy here, who had pododermatitis with his feet, he had pillow feet, he had other issues, you would have euthanized him. Don't tell me you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have treated him. I know you wouldn't have. He wouldn't be here right now. He'd have been unalived, as YouTube likes us to say. But guess what? I took care of him, and that's why he's laying at my feet right now, and that's why he's going to stay there. And if I go somewhere, he's coming with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says, unhealthy free roaming community cats. If your county residents observe and trap unhealthy free roaming cats, we accept those cats into our shelter. We strive to nurse the animal back to health in hopes of returning the cat to the original address where it was found. Why? If you can work with it and if you can address the issue.
That's it. Nunya, bring Valentino back. We got to put him back. Right.
Valentino should be back. Valentino should be back out there in that colony where he was happiest. He's not happy with you and your little catio Nunya. What are you thinking? And what am I thinking? Why did I take him out of his lovely little colony home where he was able to go outside and have fleas and have bloody paws and wow. I'm so sorry.
We really skewed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Val.
He was much better off out there. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Right. Shut the F up.
It says we strive to nurse the cat. No, you don't. You don't, because I called and I asked if you would help with Valentino, and you said no, we don't treat stray cats.
Yeah,
I talked to one of your vet techs.
He's an unhealthy stray cat. That's what they take in, and they nurse them back to health, and they do all the good stuff. And
nurse him back to health and throw him back out on the street. Oh, you tell me you're going to do that? Yeah, you're a businessman, and that's going to make sense to spend money on an unhealthy stray cat that you're going to euthanize in the end. Oh, come on.
Right.
You're going to just take the cat in, and you'll say, "Oh, we couldn't save it." Yeah, that's. Do you remember the old? Do you remember the old SNL skit? No, that's the
Which
ticket.
one?
Yeah, that's the ticket. Remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember? Yeah.
I do.
Says again, free roaming cats are not good candidates for adoption. Typically thrive when returned to their outside home. No, they don't. No, they don't. Valentino was not thriving. He was not thriving. His paws were all torn up, Steve. He had his face was all cut up, scratched up. He had worms. He was skinny. Yeah, he was not doing good. In fact, he probably would have been unalived if I hadn't brought him in. That's right, Gertrude. Valentino's never going to forgive any of us for that. Wait, what did Heike say? Wait, Heike, I'm trying to find your comment. Feral cats can be good house pets sometime. Sometime it takes, of course. I have watched, for example, a feral photographer. Yeah, exactly. It does. Sometimes it does take time. Wait, oh, there was a. What was that character? Was it John Lovitz? That was that John Lovitz was it? Was it the liar? Was he the liar guy? Remember the one on SNL that would say, "Yeah, that's the ticket," where they'd be
Yeah, that was John. Yeah, that was John Lovitz. Yeah,
it was John Lovitz.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
He was a pathological liar. It was funny.
Yeah.
He was the pathological liar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then it says, owned free roaming cats. If York County residents observe a free roaming cat that appears to be owned, collar, harness, other obvious signs, we encourage residents to leave the cat where it is. Although it may feel counterintuitive, cats are 13 times more likely to be reunited with their owner when returned to the area where they were found, unless there are signs of illness or abandonment. It is better to return.
You mean cats like the cat's out wandering around outside?
Yeah, you just leave it where it is. I mean, so if there's a cat, if the cat has a harness on, my dude, if the cat has a harness on, that cat needs to be taken in, because that harness, I can guarantee you, is not a breakaway harness. That cat can get hung up with. This is how stupid you are, that you don't even figure these things out. A cat with a harness, I walk my cat. I would never let my Fury out with a harness on, or Rogue. I would never let him out with just a harness on to wander around, because they could get hung up. Mm-hmm. Even if they have a skirmish with another cat could accidentally put their, they could be like just swatting each other, not even fighting, just like play fighting. And they could put a paw under the harness. They could get caught. And the next thing you know, the cats are panicking. That's what cats do. They panic.
Yeah, they do.
If they suddenly are constrained, they panic, because let me educate you a minute. Cats are both predator and prey.
Yeah.
So if they're being constrained, all of a sudden they're feeling like they're being held, they're prey, then their fight instincts are going to kick in.
Yeah.
Unless they're wearing a breakaway collar, you don't want them with a collar either. They shouldn't be walking around with a collar on outside.
Nope.
It said, alternatively, you may bring the cat to the shelter to have it scanned for a microchip. If there is no microchip, we will ask you to return the cat to the location where it was found. If there is a microchip, we will keep the cat and attempt to reunite it with the owner. Well, let me say this. Sometimes, like in my case, so I adopted 2 kittens from the outside colony, Fury and Neff. So I went to Petco for their vaccinations and get their little checkups, their first little checkups and everything. So they had all that done first. They weren't neutered at that point because they were young. They weren't 6 months old yet. And, I know there's controversy over that too, about when to get them neutered. But I was always, all the vets I've always known always said, if you can wait to 6 months, it's better to wait to 6 months. So I always waited to 6 months. And had those, had the boys, got them taken care of, but then they had to go back the next time in 3 weeks for their booster of their distemper. And at that point, they were going to get microchipped.
Mhm.
So if one of those boys had gotten out at that, before they got microchipped, I would have liked to have had somebody take the cat to the SPCA, and I would have liked to have had the SPCA at least put it on. I don't know if they have like a lost and found page or something online. I would at least have liked to have had that, because if I lost one of them, I would have been calling the SPCA and I would have said, "Hey, I have a black and white tuxedo cat that got out. His name's Niff. He's only a couple months old. He's not neutered yet." I would have told you all that information. I would not have been happy at all if, after I called you and told you all that information, if someone had actually brought him in and you told that person, "Oh, go dump him back where you found him." I wouldn't have been happy at all. And if I had found out that someone brought him in and you told him to go back out, you wouldn't have been a happy man when I come through your door. And I'm just going to say that.
Right.
Because you wouldn't have been. That it wouldn't have been a happy scene for anybody at that point.
No.
There's a woman next door that has a cat that got out, a black cat named Amos, and he got out, and he's not microchipped. He's neutered, but he's not microchipped. I'm sure she wouldn't be happy either if you just told somebody to put the cat back, because he's out here. If he's not coming to her door while he's out here, do you think if you take him and put him back that he's going to go to? I mean,
I don't know. It's terrifying.
They get out, they get disoriented, they get scared,
Yeah.
They hide. That's a cat's default. I'm going to hide. It's you obviously you know nothing about cat behavior. You know nothing. And then it's just yeah. It's just more of the same crap. And what I want to say is, well, before I say anything, I'm going to read because this all ties together, because we're trying to keep everything tied together here. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to get
like the queen of 6 degrees of tying things together.
I'm going to get my little screenshot out here, Kim, and Kim knows what I'm going to talk about.
Oh God. Okay, hang on. I'm going to go get my chips for this.
Okay. Because we're going to go to the Facebook post that I responded to, because I want to talk about this Facebook post, because it's something that really fired me up. Because obviously, and I don't think this person is a bad person. I think, actually, I know this person. This person actually helped me one time with a stray cat. So I think their heart's in the right place. But what they wrote, I'm not a fan of.
No.
Morgan, yeah, okay. Yes, Morgan Fairchild, whom I've seen naked.
She's talking about the SNL skit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not changing the subject, but Valentino needs a bell. He is so light on his feet and scares the hell out of me. When I turn and there he is, don't even feel when he jumps on the bed. And this was posted where on Facebook? Oh, it was posted on this person's page.
So yes, on Facebook, but it was on their page.
Yeah. They do cat rescue. I'll just say that. I don't want to, because like I said, I don't think this person intended it to be the way it comes off, but it's just a good example of animal welfare people and how they think. So this is what was posted. I swear if I get one more message today about someone who should have fixed a cat before it was too late, I am going to snap. I don't need to hear excuses. We do it every day for free and with negative help most times from the people who supposedly care about them. If a handful of us volunteers can fix over 1,000 in 1 year, you can fix a couple. You just can. What you can't do is afford to fix all of the kittens you allowed to be born so that we can find them homes in our spare time. Hashtag if you feed them, you fix them. And if they live in your house and they're not fixed, shame on you. Hashtag spay and neuter your pets. This is plain and simple and as blunt as I can be without using words I don't want to use. If you need some advice, reach out for advice. Don't reach out to have other people fix your problem. Sorry, but there aren't enough of us out here doing this. We didn't start this rescue to let other people sit back and have us fix their problems when it's too late. Now, I understand the frustration. I really do. I get it. But number one, when you start a rescue, you probably should have known what you were getting into because most people that get into rescue do know that reality because they've already volunteered with rescues or they've done stuff like I'm doing with colony management and getting cats off of the street and things like that. Um, so I think that's one of the things, and I no, it's not feline solutions, none yet. I will say that. I will say that because I don't want it's not them. It's a different one. But when you're going through when I'm going through this and I'm reading about there's not enough. Yeah, there aren't enough people doing this, but the problem is that this is not as simple as she's making it out to be.
No.
So this was my response. So what I said was, I will say that as a colony manager, it is not always easy to get them spayed and neutered. I'm on a fixed income and I'm sacrificing just to take care of my indoor cats in my original colony, all spayed and neutered. The problem is when other people either abandon their cats or don't spay and allow the female to continually have kittens because, quote, she doesn't want to live indoors. It's not fair to point fingers at folks who can't get support to spay and neuter community cats that keep coming. If you don't have a live trap or the means to rent or buy one, if you don't have transportation to the spay neuter clinics and all the TNR folks are booked out for months, it becomes an impossible situation. I have cats that could be adopted, but the rescues are overwhelmed and the local SPCA won't accept them. Your group did take a friendly for me back in 2022, but I see so many coming to my feeding station that also need homes. I do my best to get everyone spayed and neutered and rehomed, but I'm only one person and it's a constant uphill battle. So then she responds, we do understand that it is a constant struggle for colony caretakers. If you are still in York County, their TNR program does accept walk-ins and at a very low cost. Even doing them one at a time eventually keeps kittens from being born. And then I responded with, here's the thing, and I say this with respect. There are many barriers to getting a cat to the SPCA for neutering. I get about 900 a month SSI. I routinely put out about 200 in food and supplies for these cats. I buy nothing for myself other than the bare necessities. My car is not functional, so how do I get to the SPCA? I don't think the bus driver would appreciate having a feral cat and a live trap on a bus. I don't own a live trap and can't afford $60 to rent one. Hell, I don't even have a credit card. Then there's the constant fight with the landlord and other neighbors to continue feeding and practicing TNR. These cats are a community problem, yet their care often falls on the backs of the most vulnerable. So with all due respect, I really don't think you understand the full scope of issues facing colony managers. Animal welfare and human services often intersect. Unfortunately, many folks in those fields don't understand that. The best way to help the animals is to support the people who care for them. Now, I don't know if she responded or not. Because, what? Get that.
Wanda, watch. Wanda, watch.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to try it again? Nope. Nope. That's the video that I put out, the short. She tried it one day and she was like, ugh! And then she's like, every time I put it near her, she wants to beat it up. Why you keep trying it? No, 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 no.
Ruby Dawn, I would love to meet the person who wrote that. I have seen it online too. I've been told nearly the same. I can't help it. I put so much money in, but I can't do it all myself. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, like this is with the SPCA. They're talking about the best way to help is to do TNR. Okay, well, they're supposed to have a program for community cats. So this program, which nobody seems to know anything about because I've talked to a lot of people, no one's gotten any, no one's been participating in it. No one has gotten anything out of it because it's supposedly they're supposed to supply colony managers with a bag of food, coupons, help with the span. I mean, they're supposed to like help people, help the
Okay.
colony managers, help with the TNR. They aren't doing anything. And my understanding is the food that they have, the food for the community cats are bags of opened food that people donate. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not giving my cat a bag of open food unless
Nope.
I know who it's from. If it's Kim, if she buys a bag of food and her cats don't like it, I'd be fine
Mm-hmm.
with that because I know there's not going to be any little surprises in that bag of food. Same thing with my friend that I had lunch with yesterday. Same thing with Nunya or anybody that's in this chat right now. Everybody I would trust in this chat, I would trust, except maybe the Russ. I don't know, he's a little sketchy,
A little
but
bit.
everybody else,
I like him.
yeah, everybody else I would trust to give me a bag of food that's fine. It's just their cats didn't like it. Because I've done that. I've given food to before I was feeding all of the cats that I'm feeding now. I would definitely if my indoors had something they didn't like, I would pass it on to somebody or I'd give it to a rescue. But now, everybody eats everything. Um but you never you the whole thing with the SPCA is they do rent live traps, but the live traps are $60. You have to give them a credit card for $60, and then you have to make sure you take that trap back after you use it. Whereas the Adams SPCA, they rent. I don't know. I mean, the last time I looked at their website, they were renting live traps for like I think it was like $5. Was it $5 a week or $5 a day or something? Even if it was $5 a day, um, that's still cheaper than $60 because you wouldn't need it more than a couple of days.
Right.
You rent a couple of them. You rent a couple of them for one day. You could do a couple of cats in one day, and then do it. Next time. We used to have a voucher program like Kim has the SNAP, the Spay Neuter Assistance Program. They don't have funding like they did, so that's not an option. And this person is telling me only if you do one at a time. Okay, well let's just put it out there. Sometimes I have things that I have to pay that by the end of the month, or there's some extra expenses that I have that I didn't foresee. I don't have savings. Most people don't have savings. That's a fact
We
nowadays.
talked about that, guys. We all know that.
Yeah, So by the end of the month, sometimes I might have $60 left. Now, if
Right.
I have $60 left at the end of the month for like the last week, do you really think I'm going to go and spend 25 of that to get a cat spayed or neutered? When I have cats that I have to feed, I have myself that I have to feed, I have other things that might crop up in that last week that I might need to get something for because
You
sometimes they need,
selfish woman, Wanda.
huh?
You selfish woman.
I am selfish. That's right. You know, um, and then we have the issue of being in a community like this where not everybody has a car. I mean, right
Right.
now my car is not function. I mean, I have a car; it's not functional. I'm working on getting it repaired, but I have the same issue Kim has. I can't. It does run, but it needs inspected. But it also needs some repairs. But the repairs, it's not like it's still I can still run it, but I'm not driving it during the day without an inspection because I don't want to get stopped and have to pay. Well, it's a $25 fine, but till they put all the other crap on, it's like $150 fine. I don't need to pay a $150 fine. So I generally will go out at night to get my groceries or whatever. But with them, I have to go during the day. So my only option would be to either to wrangle a friend. Well, that's not always easy.
But
Or to like hire an Uber or something. Well, I'm not going to do that because that's what Uber. Can you imagine an Uber driver? Can you imagine
wait,
like
wait, wait, I can
Uber
show you now
driver?
what I was talking about earlier.
Huh?
Here's my vision of this.
Yeah.
Wanda's got a cat trapped in a live trap, right? She's holding it. And she's struggling because this cat's freaking out there, and she's getting on the bus. She's going, don't worry, it'll calm down. It'll calm down. Don't worry. The cat freaking out in that thing. That's what I'm picturing in my head. Wanda's standing there going, don't worry, I'm just going a short way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was dying when I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh my God, yeah, get on the bus with a live trap of the cat
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the cat's name is Molly, and there's not enough funding.
Yeah, there's not enough funding, so I'm sorry, I got to take the bus.
Yeah, it's a funding issue.
No.
But I'm just kind of thinking, as I tell people, I said, can you imagine? And your only option would be, because actually the bus goes out that way, but it stops. It doesn't stop right at the SPCA. I mean, you have to walk a little bit, but still, can you imagine a bus driver, open the door and here's this person with a live trap and the cat.
He's going to call the police to come get you and the cat.
Yeah, the cat would.
All right, Wanda. I hate to do this, but I have literally been live for 3 hours now.
Okay.
I gotta go get something to eat, and I gotta get everything started. I gotta go to bed soon. But yeah, stay on here, whatever. I'm gonna dip out though, guys. Hey, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight, both on mine and here. Have fun with Wanda for the night. You guys have a good night. Thank you for everything. But yeah, I will see you guys. Tomorrow night. Wanda, are you gonna be there tomorrow night?
What's tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I should be. Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night should be fine.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys. Thanks, Wanda. Thanks for having me on. See you guys later.
Bye. All right, everyone. So, check my phone. Okay. Oh, I did say a message. Hang on. My phone's being dumb again. I'm trying, Nunya. Hang on. My phone's a little bit glitchy tonight for some reason. Okay. All right. Finally. Good night. Good night, Chris. Good night. Good night, everybody. Okay, let me see here. Where did my check-in? I don't see anything. Wait. Nunya, I only see the one from earlier. We're not playing toys right now. They were telling Kim good night. Oh.
Of course I forgot it again.
Oh, this is no.
Can I have $1.25 for a bottle of water? I think that's what it was.
This is the same one. Nunya. Did you send me something else? Is that it? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you wanted me to play it for Gertrude. Oh, okay. I can play it again just so everybody can hear it.
Of course I forgot it again. Can I have $1.25 for a bottle of water? I think that's what it was. Okay, goodbye.
All right. So while everybody's here, and I know, Nunya, that you've been asking me about this. So I just want to show everyone if it comes up. I don't know what's going on. My phone's really slow tonight. I am making specialized ringtones. There you go, Nunya. There's a business for you. Okay. So, Nanya, I'm going to show you this. If I can get it to come up, I'm going to show you. There it goes. Okay. So, you can see that. I don't know if you can see that in the glare here. Let me see if I can try to get those. So we have the Amazon wish list that is being created. I almost have it finished. What I'm doing is I'm just putting notes on that so that everyone knows if you have a favorite kitty. I want to put down what kind of food they like the best. So if you want to buy them a food for them, I put a whole bunch of different things on here. What I did because so many people have been asking about it. So what I try to do is to make a variety of things at different price points, because I know for myself, when I try to help people and have everything on their wish list is like, $20 and above, that like, okay, well, that's kind of hard. But if the people have things that are $5-10, I can do that. So I'm trying to keep things at different price points, so that if you want to spend a little more, you can. If not, we have I understand. Where is the trap? I will go through here and put a trap on there too, because I did find out it looks like any of the traps that are any of the live traps that are the regular size live traps are okay. They just don't want you to use the ones that open on either side. So I'll put one on there, Nanya, or maybe I'll look, and maybe I'll put a couple different ones on at different price ranges that are rated high, because I don't know a lot about them. So I just do a little more research on that, and I'll get that all out there. And then I also have the option. I don't know how all this works. So I had to ask Kim, because she has a wish list. So I had to figure that out with her. There were some things on there that I didn't understand what to click on or what to put on. So yeah, I wanted the double-sided one. Yeah, I wanted a double-sided one because that would have been easier for me to get the cats out. But apparently you can't use the double-sided one. So that might be, I mean, I might just put that on there anyway, just as because it's a wish list, if somebody wants to get it at some point. Because I would like to have that for the cats, like for Wuss Puss, the one that one of my original colony cats. She has a bunch of burrs in her tail that need to be combed out, and it would be helpful to be able to get her from either side, because that way, if they're, but now it's a no to the yeah. So I just put that on, and I also clicked the option that you can send things that aren't on there. So because I don't really give them a lot of like treats, because they have crunchy food, but the colony cats, if you want to buy treats for the colony cats, and they can have a couple too, that's fine. I'm just overwhelmed that people even want to help. So I'm not going to sit here and be too fussy about anything. I mean, Friskies are always good. Friskies are always in high demand, so I think that'll work. And Kim, oh, and tell Valentino. Just so you all know too, Kim, I didn't know this. I asked Kim and she didn't know it either, but now she's figured out that she had things on her wish list that apparently people couldn't send her or something. And she figured out there's an option that you click. So they ask you, do you want to give your address to the seller? And then it said if you give your address to the seller, that the seller might give it to the buyer. And I told Kim, I said, I'm not really comfortable with, I mean, like some people in this community I'm okay with, but I don't know everybody and I don't want my address out there to every single person. So I would rather not the seller share that with buyers. And we were kind of trying to figure out, well, that's kind of weird because isn't it through Amazon? But apparently what they're talking about is if it's Amazon, if Amazon is the seller and the shipper, then that's that you don't they don't share the address, they just send it to you. But if it's a third party, then the third party needs to have your address so that they can send it to you. So I think that's, I don't know, there's some weirdness there. I didn't click on it. Kim, I think that was an issue with her that she didn't realize was an issue until I asked her about it. So I think we have it all worked out. I just have to I'll put a couple more things on here because I can always add more stuff later. And I'll get it up and put a link out for everybody. And if you want to look at it and see if there's anything on it that you want to get for the kiddies, that's fine. Um, yeah, Amazon. That's right, Chris. That's exactly what's going on. It's the third party sellers that they would need your address, and if they have your well, of course, if they have your address, then I guess they might have to share it with the buyer to get paid, or I don't know. But we're not, I think that was somehow messing up some of the things that Kim had on her wish list because there were things that weren't being bought and she couldn't figure out why, and I think that's why, or I don't know. But we're sticking yeah. Yep. Sold and shipped by Amazon, everyone's address is hidden. Yep. That's what you want. So if you and I do have the option that you can buy things that aren't on the list. So just look for sold and shipped by Amazon. That's what you need to look. And then everybody's information should be confidential if we just stick with sold and shipped. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to look on that. Like it's right underneath on the I'll just pull up one of the things here. So I have this is one of the things on the wish list is a Fancy Feast, and it says here ships from and sold by Amazon.com. So that's what you look at. And it's usually, I don't know if you can see this. It's really glary. Like down there, see it says shipped from and sold by Amazon. So that's what you want to look for. Just had to remove a 30-pound not a cat from the caddy. Oh, possum or raccoon. Or something else. Oh, you're on the laptop. Okay. And Chris, I will respond. I will respond to your response on the email. I did see it. I just didn't get a chance to do it because I have to look up something to make sure that I tell you the right thing. Ring-tailed. Well, the two little Siamese cats that I have out there, or that they're not Siamese, but they're seal points. They look like Siamese. It's really funny because when the light hits them, you can see they have ring tails. So they are probably, uh, they're like tabby cats, but they have seal points. Are funny. Yeah, you're welcome, Chris. I'm gonna actually email you the name of the place where I get my stuff from. Um, so, well, actually, I can just say that to everybody here. If you're looking for any kind of like flea treatments, or even there's some antibiotics, heartworm meds, a lot of stuff like that. There's a really good place. It's called Pets Megastore. It's in Australia, but they ship to the US, and they're just really good. They have the good prices. They have good customer service. Never had a problem with them. Um, it does take maybe, well, I don't know what it takes now with the way the mail's running, but it before 2020, it would take about 2 weeks to get to us. Um, Actually, a rescue friend told me about it because that's where they got all their flea treatments from. So you can buy the bigger sizes and stuff. But I'll give you that information, Chris, because it's they have everything. They have flea treatments and heartworm treatments, and like I said, some antibiotics, and I forget all. I mean, they just have a whole bunch of stuff. Wait, I just realized what it Cammy that said about not being able to buy a trap. What if it's from off Amazon? Oh, was it Cam? No, it was Gertrude. Is Gertrude still? Or did Gertrude go to bed? It was Gertrude. What are you doing, buddy? Mhm. No, it was Gertrude. So I don't know. I don't know if it was. I don't know if Gertrude meant she can't find one or she can't afford one. I'm not sure what she meant because I think Gertrude's also financially impaired. We're all financially impaired. We're all a bunch of we're all a bunch of broke ass cat ladies. Let me see if I can pull this up, Chris, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, cat raccoon. Oh, she's in North Carolina. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, North Carolina. That's actually where the one there they had two people presenting tonight on that webinar that I sat in on with Vincent Medley, and one of them, I think the guy was from North Carolina. Let me see here. Here it is. Yeah, broke crazy cat ladies. Okay, so here's Pets Megastore. So just to give everybody an idea of this, and like I said, this was actually a rescue that told me about this, or this was somebody that was running a rescue that told me about this thing. So they have, just to give you an idea of the prices, they have so you can get So you can get Dog Revolution. So what a lot of the so a lot of do you have to have a prescription at certain things that, or do they? You don't need a prescription, Catitude, because it's out of the country. It's in Australia, so you don't need a prescription. Um, so what a lot of rescues will do, and I'm going to make the disclaimer right here. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a vet tech. I'm not anything, but what rescues will do, and people that are like managing collies and stuff, there are certain flea medications that you can they're the okay, so the formulas are the same for dogs and cats in certain flea medications, not all flea medications, just certain flea medications. And for those flea medications where the formulas are the same, the difference is going to be the strength of it. So it'll be the dogs will have a stronger, well, the I want to say the concentration. That's the word I'm looking for. The concentration will be stronger for dogs than for cats. So you'll have to, if you're using the dog medication, the concentration is stronger, so you have to use a lesser amount to treat the cats. So there are a lot, the rescues and the like the shelter med sites and stuff. A lot of them will have dosage charts so that you can buy a bigger size of the dog medication and break it down into smaller amounts and use it on cats. So, like for example, with Revolution, a large size vial of Revolution that would treat one big dog that's like 100 pounds would treat, I think, between 6 and 8 cats, depending on the size of them. So that's the gist of that. So for so if you would go to Pets Megastore and buy a large of the Revolution for dogs, and it's in the teal pack. That's what it looks like there. That's what it looks like. If you buy that and you use one of those vials, you could treat about, yeah, exactly, Catitude. You could no, they really, no, that's not good. Ruby Dawn, yeah, I would, yeah, that wouldn't, yeah, that I would not do. Even if somebody told me to do it, I wouldn't do it, because you have to be careful of ivermectin. Um, so one vial of that would treat. I think it treats maybe, and it maybe treat like, it depends the size of the cats. Yeah, between maybe 4 and 6 cats. Yeah, ivermectin. I know this about ivermectin because I had a Sheltie. And so Sheltie and collies, the dogs with little white feet, as my old vet used to call them, um, ivermectin is a dewormer, Nunya. Yeah, they use it for horses, livestock. You can use it for dogs too. Um, and you can't, but I know you can't use it for collies or Shelties, because I remember my vet telling me this. My vet was saying was I remember my vet telling me this many years ago when I had a Sheltie. He said you can't, and I forget why. There's some reason why you can't. Let me Google it, see if I can find it. If there's a reason for it. There's something about the the chemistry or something, and it's those breeds that you can't. Um, but I remember him telling me that. Let's see if it says here. Um, Here it says ivermectin is a treatment option in some dogs with red mange. Sheltie should not take it. I had to remind my vet about it. I think it's in heartworm because there's have a sensitivity. Okay, here it is. Susceptible collies cannot metabolize ivermectin, which allows the drug to reach toxic levels in the brain. So there could be a sensitivity there. Oh yeah. That's yeah. No, revolution, catitude revolution is the exact same thing. The ingredients are the exact same for dogs as for cats in revolution. It's the concentration that's different. So for for cats, you would have to. So I'll just so okay. I might get myself in trouble, but whatever. So for cats, the dosage would be if for 5.1 pounds through 15 pounds for a cat. If you're using the dog revolution, the dosage would be 0.38 milliliters. So you need a little syringe for that. If you use no, she says no. Did you see? No, she's asking me about Frontline, and you can cat Nunya. You can use Revolution on both dogs and cats. Yeah, it's fine. You can because I when I talked to I talked to my vet about it, and he actually well the vet that I had was actually my friend's vet when I got Rogue, and it is the exact same thing. It's just the concentration is different. So if you use the dog, and it doesn't matter what dog revolution you use because they have small, medium, large. The concentration's all going to be the same. It's just they're going to have different dosages for different size dog, but the concentrations will be the same. So the important thing is that what you want to do is you need to break those down so you can use the largest size that you can find of revolution and break that vial down into smaller amounts to give to the cats. So for if you're using dog revolution on a cat, the dog revolution dosage is going to be for a cat that is 5.1 to 15 pounds. The dosage of dog revolution is going to be 0.38 milliliters. If you have a cat that's over 15 pounds, the dog revolution dosage is going to be zero point 0.5 milliliters. So 0.50 milliliters. I do it with my cats all the time, and I haven't had a problem. I've had no problem. The only thing that I've had is once in a while, Rogue has a little bit of hair loss. But other than that, that's it. No one, I haven't seen any problems. I haven't seen any seizures. I haven't had any issues. Um, it's a relatively safe drug from all the research that I've done. I mean, as safe as it can be. Well, yeah, see that's the thing. He didn't have a clue. He's just winging it. Yeah, see, that's what we talk about Ruby Dawn because and that, and Kim and I have talked about this. These a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this, but they're doing it under the supervision of a vet. They've got advice from the vet. They've got advice from a vet tech. They have they know about rescue. They've been in the game long enough that they learn these things. I mean, that's where I learned everything. I learned everything from people that were in rescues, and the one woman who had owned a rescue that had helped me, she had to give it up because of what happened in 2020 with a certain virus and the financial devastation that happened after that virus took hold. So she had no choice but to give up her rescue and go to work. So she was working for a vet. So she's had plenty of, she had plenty of advice from a vet. So, it's not like we're just, you know, winging it like the farmer. Um, that is kind of scary. Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah, you need to know. Yeah. 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 Just remember, Catitude, it's 0.38 milliliters for 5.1 through 15 pounds. And anything over 15 pounds is going to be 0.50 milliliters. Because I use 0.50 on Fury and Rogue and Tora. I have a scale too, so everybody gets weighed. It is sad that it's definitely sad. Um, but it's what rescues do all the time, and I will tell everybody on here, and I think Ruby Dawn, I think because you presented at the wait, which one was it? Was that Maddie's fund? I can't remember if that was the UC Davis or the Maddie's fund. I think it was Maddie's fund. The one that we presented at Maddie's fund. They always ask a question before they do the presentation. So the question that the day that we were presenting was, what money saving tips do you use for pet care? And I mean, now these are all animal welfare people. These are not just folks like, all of us sitting here. These are actual animal welfare people. These are people that are, they're animal control officers. They're running rescues. They're directors of nonprofit. They're veterinary social workers. All these animal welfare folks. And there were a lot of them saying, yeah, we buy our medications from Canada, from overseas in Australia and the United Kingdom, because it's cheaper. We don't need the prescription. We don't have to spend a lot of, you don't have to go and have the vet visit, because we know exactly what's going on. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, oh, yes, Maddie's. Yep, it was Maddie's. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I agree with Ruby Dawn 100%. I would not just use ivermectin. I mean, I know what kind of or not flea medication, dewormer that like Feline Solutions, they buy big jugs of this dewormer that you can actually use it. You can use it for goats, and they use it. They know how to break it down and everything. So if I need anything like that, I can contact them, and they not only will tell me what product to use, but they can also guide me on dosages. So that's something I would not just, if I needed to deworm one of them, I would know I'd know what to use, but I wouldn't know dosages, and I wouldn't exactly trust what I found online. So, I do thank you, Nunya, because I do try to take this very seriously. Good night, Chris. I hope that I'll follow up with the email, but I hope that helped Claire, because I think that's what you were asking. I think that's some of what you were asking me in the email, but I'll send you that information. So there's a, yeah, and unfortunately they're like I've told the story before. The woman that lived above me has a 100-pound pit bull. The dog had an abscessed tooth. She was just buying stuff off of Amazon, and then she was showing me what she bought, and she said, I got antibiotics off Amazon. They weren't antibiotics. They were some kind of holistic, it was some kind of holistic herbal thing that was made for humans. And I told her, don't just give your dog this stuff, because it's just like we can eat onions. You can't give onions to a dog. The same thing with a lot of other herbs. You have to be careful with that stuff. If you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have somebody that you can talk to that knows what they're doing, you can really hurt your animal. No. So I actually think I'm going to end it here too, because it is coming up on 10:30. I know Catitude, you're ready to roll. Um, but I missed how you divvy up the little tubes. What do you put it in? Only asking for the day Valentino make it brothers or sisters. Okay. Nunya, hang on 1 minute and I will show you exactly. Let me go get something, because rather than me trying to tell everybody, come here a minute. Come here a minute. Is Catitude in the house? Catitude, you still in the house? Look who I got, Catitude. I don't know if I'm going to be hold on to her too long, but here she is. Oh, there she is. Here she is. Here she is, Catitude. She's like, no. All right, everybody. Abra, can you entertain? Oh, here comes Fury. Mark's going to miss that. Okay, let me grab this real quick, and then I'll show everybody. I'll show everybody exactly what I'm talking about. What's out, bud? Okay, so now this is what the my friend she had a cat rescue in Maryland, and when I was inundated with kittens, she was helping me with all this. So I was fostering the kittens, and she was helping. Did Abra flatly? Abra. She's laying over here. She's laying over here in the little fluffy bed. And especially cats, so many things that are for dogs. Exactly. You have to be really careful. Abra flat left. Well, the audacity, Abra, you left everybody. You left your adoring fan base. You're not gonna want to, you're gonna get canceled. You're gonna get canceled doing that crap. Okay, so everybody knows what a milliliter little syringe looks like. Um, you know. Um, so this is actually have some stuff in it. So this is what I keep it in, Nunya. This is a little glass amber uh, eyedropper. You can get them on Amazon. It's just you can get these on Amazon. I forget how much. You can get a whole bunch of them. Like like, I don't know, like 6, 8 of them. Um, and what you can do is, of course, I don't have the. I forgot I had used the syringe the other day and washed it, and I have it sitting out there. I forgot to put it back in there. So this is what I get from Pets Mega Store. This is the largest size. It is it's Zoetis. I don't know, Zodis. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but the it's made in USA, but they do have a company over in, I think, in the UK. Mark might know. What are you doing? Are you gonna lay here since Abra has your thing? So this is for large dogs. The only difference is, I mean, because this is going to be, and when you get the box, it's going to be in metric, so it'll be in kilograms and milliliters, because, well, it'll be in kilograms for the body weight because it's from Australia. So that's the only difference that you're going to have. So what you want to do is, they come in these little vials. I'm not going to open it, but they come in these. You just open one of these up, and then put it in your little amber glass, and you use what you need. And then when you're done with it, you can, if there's any left, you can put it in the refrigerator, and you can actually keep it in the refrigerator for up to 30 days. Any longer than that, it's going to lose its potency, but up to 30 days you can keep it in the refrigerator. Now, I looked online, and there's a lot of places, I've seen websites that say, oh, don't ever refrigerate this. But I found one, I think this was a Shelter Med one, where they were talking about how they save money with treating all the cats in their shelter. And what they said they did, and this is exactly what they do. They get the glass amber to keeps the sunlight out, so it doesn't degrade the um, the flea treatment, and put it in the refrigerator. And I mean, it seems to work okay. I mean, I've used it after I've had it in the refrigerator for several days, for maybe, well, I'll treat it like I treat in the beginning of the month. So I have a little bit left that I'll use towards the end of next week. And everything seems to be fine. I mean, I don't really see fleas on anybody. I have a flea comb. Now, Abra and Tora, when they come in, I run the flea comb through them, and I find maybe a couple fleas on them, but I don't see any flea dirt. So I'm figuring that they're just getting fleas from being around the other cats out there that aren't being treated, or they're picking them up in the grass, because like Abra will come in sometimes with burrs on. What do you want? You want to come up? Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Off. You want to say hi to everybody? You're not want to stay either, do you? So here Catitude, so that Mark doesn't have a little hissy fit because he didn't get to see his Fury. There's Fury. Say hi, Mark. Not that he's in the chat, but yeah, I'm sure. I mean, that's what a lot of rescues do. I mean, this isn't it's nothing to eat, bud. Nothing to eat. I'm sure. Most of these rescues, that's what they do. I mean, I found that out. I forget who even told me that. It was, I mean, I think I think a vet told us this, if I recall, when we had our when we had the dogs, when I was, when I was still living, when my parents were still alive, because we always had dogs. I'm pretty sure that's where I first heard it, because we had a really great vet when I was growing up, and because we had several dogs, and that's what he'd say. It's 3:30 for Mark right now. Well, you know what? With all the fuss that he was making about the little cameo that I did for you, at least he could do is get up and say hi to Fury. I mean, yeah. He was being a bit of a baby about that, I think. I think you had every right to tell him. Because he has, how many videos were made for him with Fury? And you can't have one video? Really? You can't see your Abra? I'll have to do another Easter egg. But I'll have to tell everybody that there's an Easter egg. So they can guess. Kim didn't even. So for people who don't know what we're talking about, which probably a lot of you don't know if you didn't see the comments, on the video that I did with Nif and the octopus, the last one, the round 3. What I did was, okay. So Nanya, the last one that I did is I did Nif versus the octopus round 3. So I set it to the Rocky dun 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 dun. I set it to that, and I did it because Kim had done. Do you remember Kim had she had a short. She was doing a series of shorts when she got those worms, because the cats were just, some cats were just destroying those worms that I forget who was buying them for, but somebody was buying her these worms. And the one, one of the last ones where the worm was like really dying, she set it to the Rocky theme, and the cat was, they're like little chenille worms, or the little worms that you put on the, they're these little, they're toys that you put on a wand. So they're like a little fuzzy worm. Do you know what I'm talking about? Nanya. I don't know if I have one. I might have one over here. Oh, you know now? Okay. So Kim had done a couple of shorts, and like one of the last shorts she did, she set it to the Gonna Fly Now from Rocky, and I forget, I think she said it was Feline. I can't remember if it was Feline or who it was, but Catitude made the comment that, oh, this is like the worms with Kim, and I'm like, yeah, see, we got an Easter egg here. So you win a prize. And the prize is a cameo of your favorite Abra. So that's where that came from. I didn't set out to have a contest or anything. It was just, I thought, oh, this would be, because Catitude figured it out, and I thought this is kind of cute. So here, we'll do a cameo for Catitude. Well, Mark was upset because he didn't get a cameo. And so he wants to know when the next Easter egg contest is going to be. So I'll have to think about this and see what I can come up with, and I'll announce that there's a to look for the Life with 18 Cats Easter egg in one of the Cat Advocate videos. She didn't remember it. She was like, "What are you talking about?" She's gained dementia. I know. Kat, we were actually laughing about that today, because I was telling her, I said, because she said, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember all the details of something that happened 20 years ago. I'm like, Kim, that's like the first sign of early onset dementia. Don't say that. Yeah, you'll have to watch it. It was funny. So, but yeah, she didn't remember Catitude. I thought that was pretty funny. So I think I'm going to end it here because it is 10:42. I have to go out and feed the cats. Um, I didn't feed them last night because they didn't eat their food the night before. They didn't eat everything, so I just gave them dry food yesterday because it's just so hot. They're just good night, Heike. No, no, I want to thanks. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I think we had a really good discussion. Kim and I are going to continue. We're going to continue that discussion that we tried to do the other day, and then everything was a mess. I know, Catitude, the night's just starting. Yeah, because I'm going to go out and feed cats. So I'm not going to bed. I'm going to do things, but I have to go out and feed kitties before they start knocking down the door. Thank you, Gertrude. You be safe too. So we're going to continue that discussion about, harming animals for content. So we're going to do that on Sunday. So I hope everyone has a good night. Catitude, have fun walking your dog or whatever you're going to do. It's a little too hot to take Fury out. He keeps wanting to go out, and it's just like, it's just so hot and muggy out there. So I will see everyone later. I guess I'm going to say, for the people that are watching this for the first time, if you liked hanging out with us and you want more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, and the notification bell so you know when we upload. And I guess, I mean, if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. Try to be respectful and nice. If you don't know what to say, you can just leave a little emoji. But again, try to make it positive because we have so much negativity in this world. And with that, I guess I'm going to say goodnight to everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. So for now, goodbye for meow. Night, everyone.